so I can see. Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. We are so excited to see you here for Monday Jumpstart. And we know some of you are so excited to do coffee dyeing. Candy, I think they're really just excited to see if we spill and tip over and make a big mess. That's what I think.
I think so too.
It's not the coffee dyeing.
That's so not funny, lady.
It's so not funny. We can't help it. There we go. All right. Everything is up and working. Okay. So I am pulling out a few stencils here. So let me go back up here to the top and see. Margie is ready to rumble. That's awesome. Oh yeah, Linda has a bad cold.
Oh, sorry, Linda.
Oh, Linda Israel. Linda Israel has a bad cold, so we can go over. We can craft all day. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because I got nothing else that needs to be done. Maybe a nap. Laura's here to drink coffee. Hi, Sandy. Oh, wait, I think I've got a couple of YouTubes open I need to get rid of here. Give me a second.
Yeah. We can't go over. Charlie's coming over at 3.
Oh, nice. Nice. I was going to ask you if you got here yesterday.
No, we're celebrating Thanksgiving Tuesday after we pick up Eric.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do Thanksgiving and Christmas with Eric on Tuesday.
Nice. Very cool.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we want, and it wasn't our week to have Charlie, so we made arrangements. We'll have him next week. So she was going to let us have him like part of this week and then part of next week.
Okay.
And she called this morning and she wanted to go do some stuff and she wanted to know if I could watch him. And I said, well, I have a lie, but you can bring him over at 3.
Yeah. Oh, man. You can't have him. It's not your week. I'll give him to you just a little bit. Oh, I want to do something.
Sandy,
can you take him?
What happened? Sandy hurt her back? What?
Sandy?
Are you falling apart? What the hell?
What did you do to your back? Hi, Julie. Heating pad, getting better every minute, and the pain med doesn't hurt. Oh, geez. What did you do, Sandy?
Oh,
what
man.
did you do? Julie
was asking about you too. I told him you were doing good.
Oh, man.
Should I be jealous?
Really? Toby, do you have snow?
Wait. I have to tell you though, when he said, how's Sandy doing? I was like, she's right here. She's doing fine. The dog.
That's hilarious.
He goes, not the dog, Candy. I said,
why do you care? Why do you care, big boy?
Oh, she did it at the house. See, that's why you should never clean the house, Sandy.
Oh, shoot. Sandy, you did housework? No wonder. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, my legs and feet were killing me. I don't know what was going on.
Now she's got
to get my walk in last night.
Oh, man.
I've been doing so good.
Oh, get out of the coffee there. Yeah, you have actually been doing really, really well with your walking. Toby, do you have snow? We actually got snow the week before Halloween. It's gone, but and it wasn't a big old heavy.
That's going to make it hard to ship out our glitter glue.
No, the glitter glue's pretty good. It's the Barely Art.
No, it's the other way around.
No. Oh, is it? It's the glitter glue that's not. It's the Barely Art that's okay. All right.
Yeah, well, okay. Our glitter glue, you got to watch.
Yeah.
It gets cold. It's done.
Yeah. You better get that out quickly. Actually, it melted and, it's no big deal. But, yeah, it's funny because one day I was telling Doug, I remember trick-or-treating in the snow a few times as a kid. And he's like, what? No way.
Oh, yeah.
And then it rained, or then it snowed before Halloween. It's like, see what happens when you question me? The universe is going to prove it to you. The snow gods said, we'll show him. All right, that should be sufficient stencils there. Okay, so heating pads are the best. Yes.
I want to get a weighted one.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, Glennis was snowed in last week. Tons of snow, sunshine in Mississippi. Very rare they get snow there.
Yeah, we don't.
Margie doesn't even have any snow. Yeah. And she would usually have snow. Wisconsin by now? Yeah. We don't have
the snow gods know better than to mess with Margie too soon.
We don't have any. Yep. There's Glynis. Hello, Glynis. Good to see you.
Honey, I'm not familiar with this word, housework.
What is this word? Sylvia. Yeah, hope to ease your day with paper antics. I love that. Drinking coffee with Laura, dunking paper and leftover coffee, using coffee grounds too. Awesome. Coffee grounds make great grunge stuff. Yep. Glynis is using tea. I thought about using tea, knowing that Candy was going to be using coffee.
Yeah, because I don't have a lot of tea.
I wanted to go a little darker, and the coffee gives me a little bit darker. Hello, Debbie. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see you.
Ladies, if you dye your coffee, if you do your coffee and it's not as dark as you want, you can use walnut crystals to darken it up a little bit.
Yes, you can add some walnut crystals. You can add some more instant coffee.
And especially if you don't like the smell of coffee, like
Marianne,
just add some
yeah. If you don't like the smell of coffee like Marianne, have a vanilla candle burning next to you, or some doTERRA oil purify with water in a spray bottle to spray. It absorbs odor. Yeah, I'm probably the only one that doesn't like. I don't drink coffee, but I can't stand the smell of it. I just have never ever liked the smell of it. So, yeah, it doesn't make me happy. But I do like the results. So jaded. So yeah, no, but you can. I did throw some drops of Purify in it to try to absorb the odor, and I sprayed the air around it because I did it pretty strong. So, oh man. Glynis, what kind of tea are you using? I mean, what color? Is it just a regular tea? So it's the traditional color, or is it green tea or black tea or an herbal tea that's red or something like that? Yeah, Sandy, this is a word that you need to get out of your vocabulary. Oh, man. No snow in Washington yet. I'm with Sylvia, developed an allergy to housework.
I already have it.
I clicked on Bonnie and it didn't show up. And then it went past her. Bonnie, hello, Bonnie. I love this. I'm not familiar with this word. We're all like, I don't want to be familiar with this word, huh? Oh, let's see. Somebody put a spell on the snow gods. Snow goad. I love it. Instant coffee. Yeah, so I use instant coffee. So yeah. We do have a coffee. It's not a coffee pot. It's a water heater. It's one of those little things you fill with water to make coffee, I guess, or tea or whatever. We use that for hot water to make hot cocoa or herbal tea or something. And so I'll fill that with water and get that boiling. And then I pour some into a pitcher. And then I add some instant. I just pour some instant out of the little instant container that I got at Dollar Tree. And then I'll pour some more water over it, stir it up, and there's my coffee. Because, yeah, we'll never have leftover coffee around here, because nobody makes it or drinks it. So, see if I can do this without getting it in the coffee. Let me make sure we got everybody who's here. Say hello. I do like to say hello to everybody. Instant coffee, yep, in the craft room. That's what I use. Because it doesn't matter what it tastes like exactly. Or just use walnut stain crystals. Yep.
You can. It gets a little dark for me though. It's still
yeah. Yeah, and it wouldn't smell like coffee, but you can make the coffee and then you can add those if you want to add a little bit of darkness. To me, it smells like skunk. It's just as bad as skunk. Why stencils? We will get there. We have very strange skunks in your area. Black tea, also herbals to get other colors. Yep. Just stinky coffee. I'm with you, Margie. I am with you. I just nuke water for my instant coffee. Yep. So, I mean, really, you can use anything that's liquid that's going to give you a color. It really doesn't matter what it is. Anything. I mean, you could even take a water-based ink and add water to it to dilute it, way dilute it, and use that. So before we start, let's remind you you've still got plenty of time to get into the November prompt challenge, which is to make anything you want using either pumpkin or turkey, text or script, ink, and something purple or purple in some regard. Post it in the group, the Happy Paper People Facebook group, and be sure to use the hashtag HPPNOV prompts at the end of the month. Those prompts will be pulled. Those hashtags will be pulled. Somebody will be drawn, and they will get a $10 credit towards either a live sale or the website, whichever they prefer. And then, of course, don't forget to come back and comment on any of the videos and leaving the hashtag 1000 subs. As we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we will draw from that hashtag and give away a box full of craft supplies. So I got all kinds of things here. I think I'm going to be smart today so I don't have coffee hands for the rest of the week. I'm going to put on a pair of gloves. I don't like gloves, but I can probably handle them for coffee dyeing because it's not really super intricate. There are a lot of different ways to coffee dye. There are a lot of different techniques, a lot of things you can do. Today, what we want to show you is a couple of ways that you can coffee dye right at your desk. I know a lot of you do. You can do a lot of sheets this way too, or you can do just a few without having to make a big old mess. A lot of you will do it in the bathtub and do massive amounts. Some of you do it outside. Some of you do it in the kitchen sink. Wherever you do it, it's totally fine. There's just lots of ways to do it. But sometimes we just want to be able to sit at our desk and do it there. Or maybe it's winter and snowing and you don't want to go outside, whatever it is. So we're going to show you a couple of techniques that you can use right at your desk and using multiple tools as well. And then just so you can kind of tuck it away. Hi, Dawn. Good to see you. So you can tuck it away in the back of your minds. We will do another coffee dye in the future, probably in about a month. That's only about 4 weeks. 4 weeks sounds sooner. Where we will do a coffee dyeing with color and how to add amazing color in with your coffee dye. There's some techniques with that. And it's very, very cool. So keep that in mind that we will do that in the future. So, Candy, how about I make you big screen and we start with your brush technique? Or it's not brush technique. You
can use a paintbrush. I didn't like it.
No, your rag technique.
I do rag and a sponge.
Here, I'm going to make Candy large. And so she just puts her coffee into a giant cup, or it's a big measuring cup, or something that she can get into.
And I'll put my stencil down, put some coffee on top of it. Put that over top, and then I just pounce it.
And then put coffee right onto the stencil so there will get some on the back.
Yeah.
And then she's pouncing on the top. And so she's just got a rag that she wadded up and is sticking into the coffee.
Yeah. Or I need a bigger sponge. This one's too little,
but sponges work well as well.
Sponges work too. And if you want to dry it, you can dry it with your heat tool or whatever. If you were doing something, because I usually don't dye a whole lot at one time. I have to be in the mood.
Yeah. Which is why I do a whole bunch at one time, because if I'm in the mood to do it, I'm just going to do a whole bunch because it's not very often. It's not very often that I just.
Well, and I've done the tub method in the oven, and I don't care to do it that way. I don't. I really, really don't. It takes too long for me.
I mean, some people
do. Stick and they rip, and I just Now I do that technique when I'm doing color. When I do like the Kool-Aid, when I use Kool-Aid to dye them. And I do that when Eric's here. We dye sometimes with Kool-Aid. He helps me with that.
He likes that.
And that's easy because we don't even put those in the oven because he's here, obviously. We just dip it in, pull it out.
Yeah.
And then we'll leave it in there if we want a darker color. but usually we're just doing light colors at that point.
So there's some tags. So show them some paper envelopes or things like that you would do.
Well, I've done a bunch. I just did a bunch of envelopes the other day. Now I didn't put designs on the envelopes. I just dyed them. I just pounced it on there and let it dry.
No, I thought I made this pretty thick, but I'm putting it on and it just doesn't seem very dark.
It's probably not dark enough. I probably need to add some walnut crystal or something. That's why I never know how much coffee to put in. I feel like I'm wasting it if I make it too dark.
Right.
Because I don't want mine super, super dark. But
then
I get in here and I'm like, oh, it's not dark enough, but I don't.
I know.
Too late to get back out so that's where the walnut crystals came in.
Yeah. Where's
the papers I dyed last time. I had bigger stencils. I did these the other day.
Okay, so show them how you do that with your technique.
I just did. I put the stencil down, put coffee on it.
On a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You just did they have to see it. You did some tickets, but we'll do a piece of paper.
Let me find I need a bigger stencil here. And this one, you just need to rub it. Put it down and just rub it. And you'll see this pattern come through.
Which is awesome. Love that.
And if you don't want it to be as grungy, you can just put less coffee on it and it won't run as much.
Right.
And then let it dry. That's it. That's it. Is that easy?
Flip through some of those papers that you did with that technique, and they can see them when they're dry.
So what I did with this one, I was trying to save time, so I put a white piece of paper underneath because that one's not going to have a nice pattern.
Oh, right.
The coffee seeps through it. You get a pattern here and there, and then I put this one on top of it. So I was doing two pieces at a time.
Cool. One that has the design and one that doesn't.
Yeah, it just had pieces of it. So you'll get a better design from the top. Yeah.
See, those are really pretty.
Yeah. And then sometimes if you get enough coffee on there, you can get two and get a real light one on the next one. This one was underneath, but I used a lighter. I didn't use as much coffee.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting better at it.
And you can try it different ways, with more coffee, with less coffee. See what you like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's just easier than spraying for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to keep a big bottle, a spray bottle at my desk, and I would use that ready for stuff. But I'm just
you need to do a whole page. It's that spray that takes forever.
And I end up spraying everywhere, and it's kind of a pain. Either that or get the splat box out, and so some of these techniques, and I'm opposite of you, I guess, in that if I'm doing it, I want to do a whole bunch because I don't want to do it all the time. I don't want to do it every week, even every other week. So when I sit down to do it, I want to do a bunch of things. So I've got a lot done, big stack.
It's hard to see the pattern, but it's there. You can see it.
Oh, I can see it, and it'll be better when it dries.
When it dries, yeah.
You'll see even better when it dries.
So.
Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing here first. There we are. Okay. You find before I move on. I am trying to find something that'll fit in here. Kind of, sort of fit. There we go. Okay, so I am layering. I'm just going to let that bunch up there. I am layering paper and stencils and not necessarily fabric, but kind of lace fabric. And I even have just lace that I'll use. And I've got the coffee in the tub next to me. And for this technique, I'll just put them in here. And then I'm using a sponge. That pack of sponges that we had at the unboxing the other day, that's what this is from. There was 2 of these. And then there was 4 different types of sea sponges. And these are awesome for getting texture. But right now I'm using this one because it holds a lot. You can pick up and then you kind of squeeze it as you go to get the coffee out as much or as little as you want in here. So what it's doing is giving me the design on the paper, and it's coffee dyeing the lace at the same time. The lace or the lace fabric, I've got both sitting here. Okay, so I've got, let's see, that was there. Okay, so I've got these papers. I've got these packs of paper that are legal size, and they don't go in my printer, and I want to use them. So this is just a 12 by 12 bin, and so I'm putting it down, and then I'll fold it at the end here. Okay, lift it up. First, I'm going to get some coffee on this. So on the back side, what I want is the design of that lace that it's going to be pressed against, laying on top of. And then on the top side, I'm laying a 12 by 12 stencil. Okay. If I don't think that there's enough coffee, I can give it a little bit more, but I'm going to put some on the paper. And then I'm going to fold this top over here, my excess end from the legal side, and take a regular copy paper, 8.5 by 11, and set it there. Okay, so I'm making full use of all my space every time. And then I'm going to saturate this as much as you want, because this is going to go through and give me, see, it's going to give me this design of the stencil. That might be a little much. And if you're using a sponge, you can easily, or a rag like Candy had, you can easily soak up some of it if you want, if you feel like it's too much. And I just keep a little container right here to set the sponge in. Okay, and so I did a stencil and then paper. So now I'm going to do fabric or lace and then paper, and then a stencil, then paper, then fabric and lace, or lace and paper. So I've got this thing. It's kind of pretty. It's very, very white. It's very pretty. It's very, very white. I'm trying to figure out the best way to, that way might be the easier way to get it in here. And it's longer than this. So I'm going to, it goes way over here. So I'm going to put it in, and then where I would normally do stencil every other layer, once I get the paper on, I'm going to lay this over the top of it. Or I can wait for a couple of layers. You know, I like this stuff down here. So I want to get that in. And I like this stuff down here. Probably could cut it up, but it's okay. I like getting some weird looks. This will look like wrinkles on the paper. Because this is kind of thick, it's going to need a little more coffee than normal. So I just squeeze some on it to get it going. Then I can come back and pounce it to make sure that everything's got coffee that I want. Okay, this whole little end here, because I want to see this design in here. Love this little design down here in the end. I don't know how much of it you can see, probably most of it. And it doesn't even matter if it's laid out nice and flat, because we're going to get, I'm not looking for perfect design. We're looking for an amazing coffee dyed design in kind of grungy fashion. So it doesn't matter if it's laid out perfectly. I just want to make sure there's enough in between them that I'm going to get that. Okay. So then that was fabric. So now I'm back to paper. Every other layer is paper, stencil, paper, fabric, paper, stencil, paper, fabric. And notice that last time I put it down at that end and folded, or did I? Was it this end? I thought I folded that end. Nope, it was this end. So this time I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to put the fold at that end. I don't know that it makes any difference, but it just keeps the fold going every other end in case it happens to cause bulkiness or something as it goes up. Okay, so I'm going to leave that fold up and get some coffee on this because I want to get that amazing doily, or it's kind of a fabric lace. It's old, but it's just really white and different. Okay, and then I'm going to bring another 12 by 12 stencil in there. And I don't really care what the stencils are. I just grabbed a bunch of my 12 by 12s and I'll just keep layering them. Every paper is going to have a different design on it. And I pulled out, I think, a few that aren't 12 by 12 because you could lay two side by side. Okay, and then this goes down over it. And then a piece of 8.5 by 11. So that is fully covered. And it's not overlapped, which is awesome. I mean, it's all the paper all gets perfectly layered. It's not overlapped, and there's no big old blank spaces, wasted spaces. Okay. Any comments that we should be catching up on there? Can you see them or not? Uh-oh.
And Margie said, looks like Marianne's planning on grunging up a lot of paper and stuff. So much liquid. Hope it doesn't spill.
I know. I don't know how to make.
I was like, I didn't do that much.
I did a lot. I know I did a lot. You know, I don't normally make coffee, so I don't know what a reasonable amount is. Which just means I'll just have to keep doing this till the coffee's all gone. Now I could put it in a jar and use it again later, but I kind of like to use it till it's gone. And then I don't worry about it until next time I want to sit down and have a session where I'm making a whole bunch.
Sylvia said, no one said bring material. You don't have to, Sylvia.
You don't have to.
Sometimes I don't make coffee and
I don't always.
I prefer to tea dye my frac because it's not so dark.
I don't always do fabric or lace, Sylvia. I'm just showing you one technique to get stencils in with paper and fabric, and use lace to get the design off the lace as well. I'm going to show you some more things as well, but let's see. I need a large piece of paper now. I've got music paper and book pages. Okay, and we'll fold this one. This is just a 12 by 12 bin, and this one's just a 9 by 13. I like something that's large enough to put the paper in, like this 12 by 12, but not so big that I just don't have room to even put it on my desk.
And the magnets come in so nice.
Yeah, I love the magnets. They're holding the brown packing paper down underneath our stuff. And they're really...
And they're holding my stencil down, too.
Oh, nice. Oh, because you're doing it directly down there. You're not in a bin.
Yeah, I'm not in the bin. I don't like using the bin because that's something for me to spill for sure.
I'm stuck in a bin.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put that down.
I have to dig that out. I don't have to dig out my measuring cup. It's in the kitchen.
Yeah. And this... Okay, it's just so easy to keep layering these. And just the reason I'm altering the layers is because I find that they don't stick together as badly when they're not sticking to their own kind. So if I go paper, stencil, paper, lace, paper, stencil, paper, lace, they just don't stick together as badly. And so a little easier to deal with. Okay, so... I could also do some lace strips, and I've got this huge thing of lace here that I would really like to get, like Candy did on the tickets. You know, with that one, I think it was a stencil, but it looked kind of like lace. Those work really well. So I could lay these strips of lace down. They're not pre-cut, so I'm just kind of eyeballing what the right length is, and I could do these facing each other. And then got to have them a little short than too long, otherwise they don't lay down flat. And one more. So this is probably a 2 to 2.5 inch, which is good. It's probably just about right if I move that over for that 112 by 12 page. Oh, that needs to be on the page. If I'm doing lace, I do want it all on the page. So, I mean, strips of lace. So that I will check and make sure. Okay, so it's all on the page. So let's just saturate that. Love these sponges. Just squeeze out a bunch of coffee and then pounce to make sure it's going through all the places you want it through. And in between so that you get the nice edge.
Yeah, I should have. We had those big sponges at work before I retired. I should have grabbed one.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember how much. I think these packs of sponges were like $5 for the whole pack, and then
I got one.
No, not you. Everybody else though, because I'm sure they don't have. I know you've got some of these C. We'll get to these C sponges. They're cool too. Okay, so then on top of that, we're ready for more paper. Instead of a large piece of paper, I'm going to lay down some guest checks, and so they will get the lace. Let's see, how many can I get across? And I'm not going to worry about what exact lace they're going to get on them. They're going to get some lace. They'll just get wherever I lay them down. So I can do 3 across there pretty easily. So if you have some guest checks left over that you didn't alter.
Andy says, question, how do you dry your paper? Laura says, lay it on a laundry rack in my tub and let it air dry. If you're only doing a couple pages, you can use your heat gun. Yeah. And mine, even I did that stack. You saw that stack I had the other day. I alternate, lay one this way, lay one this way. You know, I cross them. You know,
yeah. I will just leave this sitting in here.
I just would change it every once in a while because I have a fan on it. I had the ceiling fan on, dried, and they were dry shortly because I'm not soaking the paper.
Right, and I'm probably soaking it more than Candy was.
Yeah, I don't like to soak it because it takes way too long to dry.
It does take longer to dry,
and that's when they stick for me.
Which is why I like to do a whole bunch at one time because it takes longer. So I'm getting a whole bunch done. And when I alter the layers, they don't stick in the way that they do when I do paper. Because they do.
I have to find a place to stick that big file. I don't have.
So no, I will just leave this. I'll fill this up, and I'll just leave it here for a while. A while ago, Dawn Marie shared, or I saw from one of her videos or something, one of those hanging things that you can hang outside. It's like a netted thing with shelves on it.
Oh yeah,
and, yeah, to dry fruit or herbs or whatever. And I got one of those to dry paper, but so that's great. I will just leave this in here for a while. And then I will, after a while, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning, I don't know, it depends when I have time, I will take them out. And the biggest thing is just finding a place to lay or hang the fabric or the lace. But I'll take the paper out and, like Candy did, lay the paper down and just alter directions of every other one. And I'll just put the stencils, into a container that I can go rinse off. And the lace needs to be somewhere because the lace takes longer to dry. You could actually throw the lace into the dryer if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You don't mind your dryer. I would
put my shelf in the dryer and ran the dryer.
Oh, yeah.
Laying there. I mean,
yeah, that's.
I've also rigged up a hanging line when I've done a big batch. And then I fold them in half. Because they're going to be close to time. So I fold them in half before I even dye them, I fold them in half. That way, when I take them out, I can lay them right over the line.
Yeah.
It's a thin line. It's just
I leave
twine.
them in here for a while, so by the time I take them out, they're not saturated and dripping. And so I will take them in the bathroom and just throw them over the shower curtain. For me, that's super easy.
I wanted to get a retracting line for in the room here.
Oh, yeah.
And run it from one end of the room to the other, and then when I'm not using it, I can just retract it.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to have the most...
The problem is I'm too freaking short.
to be able to reach it.
Well, because I'd have to put it down low, then I'd probably...
Yeah, then you're going to run into it.
Myself. Yeah, so I'd have to put it up high, and then I'd have to get a ladder to put them up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Clothesline. It'll be clotheslining either you or Rodney.
Rodney knows not to come in here.
He doesn't
now
dare
that I put my
anymore.
own computer out in the other room, he doesn't come in here as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. We had a stencil, so now we're up to some lace or fabric. So let's see. This is kind of a lace fabric. So what it's do, I like that I can dye the lace and get the lace pattern on my paper at the same time. And this is bigger than the 12 inches. I don't care. I'll just fold it over. Doesn't matter. It's lace. The coffee's going to go through it.
Sylvia's got chocolate.
What? Sylvia, you have to bring that up already. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God.
What?
Oh, she made breakfast for her neighbors this morning. Buttered flour tortillas and chorizo with eggs, onions, and tomatoes. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Right. It probably
Where's
right
mine? Where's mine, Sylvia? You didn't send me any.
All right. So paper. Let's see here. So I've got a number of layers here. And so there's quite a bit of liquid in there. So before I put any on this, I'm just going to press it down and see how much it absorbs from below. Because I
hasn't even had breakfast.
I mean,
drink mine.
I really don't want them. I really don't want it sitting in an inch of coffee.
Yeah, that's where they just set it in there. I've tried that. That was a mess.
It'll just become mush.
I don't see how they do it. They go out and move it in the sun, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
So see, that did pretty good soaking through. So I'm not even going to add coffee to that one. So let's get a stencil in there. We're going to have all kinds of stencil designs. Everything under the sun. And then some. Okay.
I use this technique when I'm doing a whole book too, because I don't like to put my whole book in there.
Yeah. Yeah, she does are you doing that? Can you
hold on, I'm doing some seam binding.
Okay.
Trying to get it.
I'm trying to get back here without getting coffee all over my computer. There, so they can see you too. So she's dyeing some seam binding right now. But yeah, the way she does a music book, do a page, flip it over, do a page, flip it over. And if you want, you could put lace in between it, or you could put stencils in between it, whatever you want, or not, because it's got
I'll do the stencil later with color.
Yeah.
Because the pattern comes out more. I don't have enough finesse with my coffee to get the designs really, really pretty.
Yeah. Well, probably just taking a lot of time to do it, Well,
I saw the one lady, she used an old tablecloth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know what works great is those old
plastic tablecloths.
The plastic ones. Yep. What I didn't go get that I really like as well is the same with those as those old plastic or old vinyl, the tablecloths or placemats. And I get some really good designs with those.
Yeah, I don't have those.
Those I have to watch for at thrift stores.
Yeah.
Or estate sales. They're hard to find. Okay, I got quite a bit of coffee on that one, so let's see how much soaks up here. Okay. Okay, so let's take one of these sea sponges. In this pack, there's 4 different sea sponges. And they each have a kind of a different texture to them. They're different animals in the sea. And so you can look at it and see what kind of texture you'd get. That one looks interesting. This one looks interesting. That one looks really cool too. But I kind of like these two. So let's start with that one.
And this is a book I'm grunging up now.
Oh, nice. And then you can take this and just pounce on it.
Yep, on the edges. I still got to do the cover. Yeah, the cover came off, ladies, on the inside. I adjusted it, put my paint down. Well, I adjusted it, let it dry, put my paint down because it looked like this.
Yeah.
The insides, this must be too slick. It came
Too
off.
slick anyway, yeah. So the gesso even came off.
When I'm done, I'll do it again.
The gesso came off. Let's see. Then I've got this. Let me go this way. This one's straight. That was cut off of a skirt from a thrift store.
Oh, yeah.
Touch to black. I just didn't cut. I really liked I didn't want to bother with cutting those out. I wasn't going to unpick that. I thought I'll wait and see how I use it.
Yeah.
So something like this, we should get the design of just all these holes. The fabric should get dyed, but then on the paper below it, we should just get all these holes, which are in design too, which is kind of cool. They're just here and there. So that would be one that a page that's not super heavy. If I can get along the edge, get that kind of scalloped edge, it'd be cool.
I used a hammer on this one.
Nice.
And the handle.
I had a hammer. I'd hammer Candy's book. Let's see here. Yeah, it says how to coffee dye at your desk. Doesn't say what you are dyeing. That's true. Caption said, no, the caption said coffee dyeing. Johnson Beltru's. Oh, man. No food in here. Stand down, Margie. I want to be bitter. Sylvia, don't be bitter. You can dye anything you want.
Bitter chocolate.
Sylvia, I'm dyeing paper. And I even have some scraps to dye. I have some book pages and some music pages. All I'm doing is show. You can use the same technique with just paper and layer just paper or paper and stencils. I'm trying to show you something, though, that you may not have already been doing, just to give you some new ideas. So if you've already been doing this with paper, then you're like, oh, that's no big deal. I always do that. So maybe you didn't think about putting the lace and the stencils in. So just want to give you some new fodder. New fodder for thought. Ooh, this one's going to look cool. Can tell already. That's awesome. So yeah, don't be bitter, sweetie. My friend, don't be bitter.
She's
You
not.
don't have to.
She's not sweet.
You know, she was. She's sweet to her neighbors.
Yeah, to her neighbors.
You can do just paper. Totally fine.
But is she really, or is she just saying that?
I don't know. Good question.
I see no photo proof. And even that could be doctored.
Really? She probably took photos of it because it was probably an amazing breakfast. Knowing
It was.
Sylvia. Okay. And the reason it's good to layer this is because if I do this and it gets wet, it's bubbling up and it's not going to stay down flat to that stencil. So it's not going to get any design on it. But if I layer it, oh, here's some more of that, whatever it was. Let me see if I get something smaller. If I layer it, then the layer above it holds it down. Here we go. Here's an old table runner. This would be good.
Some of the
table runner. It's going to have to wind it back and forth because it's long.
Maybe they found my package.
Oh, that would be awesome. Maybe you should go check. Like UPS doesn't know where your house is. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah, I got that thing delivered, because sometimes you have to wait because it said your package was delivered at 3:58, right? And I'm like,
no, it wasn't.
My dog didn't bark, so I don't think I got no package.
Right. Because they always alert me.
And there's still no package. So I had to put in a tracking thing. They called me this morning. We'll try to yeah, right. Sure, I'm going to be out that package.
Yeah. No, they have to replace it.
No, they don't. They just give you the money. They don't replace it.
Amazon doesn't replace the package?
No, Amazon doesn't because the mail lost it, not Amazon.
Oh.
Amazon shows it's been delivered.
Yeah, but if Amazon delivers it, they have to take a picture of it.
No, but it's went through USPS.
The post office doesn't have to take a picture.
Then they refund me. But the problem is, this problem is not going to be a problem. The last time it lost, it was an Etsy package.
Oh.
So I could not get that item again.
Right. Yeah, that's the problem. That's a problem for sure.
Yeah, it was a I got something similar, but I couldn't get that exact item.
The exact one, right. And they never found it? It was just gone?
Nope, never found it. Oh, and our neighbors are pretty good.
Yeah. That is so irritating. And somebody got a package somewhere.
It didn't get delivered to the neighbor. If it got delivered to somebody, it was across the road, way down the street that doesn't know anybody in this neighborhood across the main road. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We all pretty much know everybody here, so we.
Yeah. That's how our neighborhood is. So I know everybody watches out.
Well, we're kind of out. We're kind of country, but not country.
Yeah.
So we don't have stolen packages. We don't have.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. So it's been delivered to the wrong house.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then one time they said it's in my door. They put it by, they had they had a picture of the package in front of a door.
And you're like, that's not my door.
It's not my door. And I'm like, that's not my door.
That is by a door, but that's not my house.
So I go out. Jesus, Kenny's in the middle of the ocean in that red train box. But so they stuck it in the mailbox.
Oh.
So why say it's by my door if you put it in the mailbox?
Yeah. And what picture exactly did they send you?
I do.
Not
my door.
Yeah, if it was in the mailbox. Somebody put it in the mailbox and was trying to go, yeah, I did deliver it. And here's a picture proof so they wouldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Have to hold this one up so it doesn't totally fall into the coffee. Not that it's going to hurt it, but just not ready for it to be all soaked yet. So this is basically an eyelet fabric table runner with a little eyelet border trim around the edge.
Sandy said her neighbors would steal it in a heartbeat. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that here.
That's
a lot of people leave their doors unlocked here.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. My doors are usually at least. I mean, they're not.
Oh, I need paper.
They're not deadbolt locked, but they're usually locked.
But at least locked, yeah. Wait, because you never know about that UPS driver.
Oh, the one that delivered my air fryer was funny.
Yeah.
He goes, I've been looking at this fried chicken all day. Fried chicken on the thing. He goes,
yeah, I'm starving.
He goes, do you think it'd make it good? I said, I've heard it does really good. I said, I haven't made it yet. He goes, I'm gonna have to stop back in a week.
And don't worry, you'll be stopping back in a week, buddy. I'm sure I will have more packages. But let me know the day you're driving so I can have some chicken for you.
He's like, I've been staring at this fried chicken all day.
That's awesome.
And it did look really good on the back.
Aw. Yeah, those pictures always look amazing, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, so
I found it funny that it wasn't inside another box.
Oh, yeah.
It was just inside.
Yeah, I've had some things like that. That I know they've got a local Amazon place.
Well, we actually ordered it from Kohl's, actually.
Oh.
We got it cheaper at Kohl's. They were having a sale on the item.
And didn't even put it in another box, just put the label on it and send it out.
Yeah.
You know what, though? That made me think. Well, I've ordered some things from Amazon and it asks, do you want it in a non-definable box?
Yeah.
You know, so if you do, so that your neighbors can't tell what it is and steal it, or do you care if it just comes in the air fryer box?
Yeah. I
haven't thought about that. Yeah.
Our front porch is kind of hidden.
Yeah, that's cool.
We got a little hill.
We've never had anything stolen.
They have to really be looking for it.
We've never had anything stolen, but I know that there are people around who have, which is sad that people must stoop to that.
It is that time of year, but.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, where people go Christmas shopping door to door.
Yeah, but now I'm home all day, so come try.
Yeah.
And my dogs usually deter them.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And we have like 4 or 5 cars, so there's always a car in the driveway.
Oh, that's true. Sandy has lots of teenage kids and hoodlums.
Yeah, but we don't. And there's only like 3 or 4.
Meth heads steal everything.
Yep, they do. They do.
Sandy would know.
They'll drive looking for stuff too. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not in an affluent neighborhood, so they don't come to this one very often.
No, you're just in a out of the way neighborhood.
Well, so here's the other thing.
Not convenient
we
for
have
them.
3 cops in the neighborhood, so their cars
right. That helps. They do like convenience.
They
okay,
do.
So this is the mesh that these sponges came in. So I'm going to take this mesh and use it as a stencil. I need a magnet to hold it down. And okay. See if we can get that to stay there. Get it wet and maybe it'll stay. Might have to put something of weight on it until I get some more pages to weigh it down. But you can pretty much use anything that is okay to get wet to get design. Put this one over here. Try to stretch it out so it doesn't have so much stretch left in it and want to just go right back together. There we go. That's better. And a piece of, I would normally put fabric over that, but I'm going to put paper because I want to be able to make sure it's held down. Was it?
Yep.
Sweet. Maybe.
It is.
Gotta open it and find out. It was some package.
Well, I have another one was supposed to come today too.
Yeah, it was some package. Just not sure which one it was.
So they marked it as delivered and didn't deliver it, is my guess.
That's funny. Funny, not funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got my crepe paper.
Oh, sweet.
Look at that.
Ooh, pretty colors. Pretty colors. All right, let's put some of this lace. I didn't really bring out any fabric. Candy brought out fabric. Sylvia, I didn't even bring out any fabric. I just brought lace.
Well, I was just sitting there thinking, I've already done a bunch of paper. I don't have a whole lot to store. I don't have a lot of places to store it, ladies. That's why I don't do a whole lot at one time either.
Yeah. Store it where you store the paper before it's coffee time.
It's full.
I actually keep it in one of those pouches. I love those pouches.
Yeah,
I use them for everything.
Oh my God.
We'll be showing you those
paper is
pouches.
way different than what I got from Amazon.
Really?
Yes.
Is that the German?
Yeah.
Or Italian? Her Italian.
The German.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Way different.
All right.
Can't wait for that class.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. All right.
My husband bought me a class for Christmas.
Yeah. It's November, and he already bought her Christmas gift, a class that she's been wanting to do. So now she's been busy buying supplies for the class. Starts January.
And he told me to buy the supplies. So
yeah, that's nice. So I've been given her a list of things that should be considered supplies for the class.
yes, and we found some new stuff, ladies. You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait to get those in.
We did. We are excited about a new technique or two of using color with coffee dyeing, which is amazing. And then this new product that Candy found. I said, great, thank you. Now I can't live without that. Can't wait to try it and show you how that works. Not for coffee dyeing, but just for everything else. This will be
it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
It's erasable, ladies.
Oh, erasable pastels. Oh, it is so cool. I cannot wait to get those. Even Doug went, what?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I got to show Marianne this.
Yeah.
And it was some stuff I needed for the class, ladies. That's why.
Yeah. It's
I needed a couple colors.
yeah. So we got a couple colors. A couple and a couple more.
On her couch, the craft room spit it out.
What? Say that again?
Margie said she has a box sitting on her couch. The craft room spit it out.
Yeah. Yeah, Margie, my front room and my family room, yeah, got spit up too.
Sylvia says, sent proof. Victory is mine. Oh, you must have sent a photo.
Yep, you'll have to check it out.
Let me see.
That's awesome. Way to go, Sylvia. Yeah, she's no slouch. She knows to get proof.
Oh.
She's got your number, Candy. Sylvia knows.
Oh, Kyle's going out of town.
Mm.
Wednesday and Thursday. Sent a photo, and she put it in the admin official. That's not official.
That's not official. Official business, Sylvia. That's funny. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That ain't proof of dinner, of breakfast.
So this bin isn't even quite halfway full. I've been doing a lot. And you thought I had a lot of coffee here? I only have a ½ inch left. And this bin isn't even half full. So I can fill this bin up easily and let it sit. And then take the papers out and just crisscross them to dry. Hang lace over the shower rod, and yeah, I don't know.
Marianne, will there be another unboxing? Probably not before the Black Friday.
I can't think in my head when that is, but I do know that Stamperia is supposed to arrive tomorrow.
Oh.
So do we want to skip an unboxing and just do Stamperia only? This is the new Stamperia only.
I might have Charlie, so I can't.
Yeah, we'll work around that. We'll do what, it doesn't have to be in the next couple of days even, because we're still working on, I've got to finish getting those invoices out today.
Saturday, I got to go pick up Eric.
Okay, that's right. Oh, yay. Guys, you will have your invoices this afternoon from the unboxing. I
had so much trouble with those ladies.
We will do it differently next time. It was a little bit chaotic. We didn't make plans ahead of time for people wanting to order right there, so we didn't put a process in place for doing that. So we were a little.
It was hard to verify something.
A little not prepared, yeah, and so we had some difficulty with that. So, but they will be out this afternoon. They are. They are done.
I finally got them to her.
And they will be out this afternoon. So not to worry. They wouldn't. Oh, yeah. It's not even her getting them to me. It's just me. Half of it was me getting her the right information that she couldn't verify. So Candy was fine.
No, I was not. It was hard for me to concentrate. I was hurting yesterday when we were trying to do it, and it was not cool.
No,
and then
it was trouble. It was really, it was.
You didn't even. It was my fault too. There was some stuff like the numbers weren't adding up when I'm like, what in the world?
And then
automatic. You're like, ah.
And then realized that one page was double sided and none of the others were. And so,
so she forgot that. And
I hadn't sent you the double-sided page. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know they were on there.
I don't have them.
No. So it was just a little bit difficult. So we'll put a system in place for doing it differently for the next unboxing to make it a little bit easier.
More like a sale, ladies.
A little bit quicker. Yeah. A little bit quicker.
She'll have as far as your invoice.
We'll get some prices ahead of time, make it easier. Because I know that there were a lot of people who wanted a lot of the things, but they're waiting to see what the prices are. So, and that took me a long time. It takes a long time.
She's had the price when she's ordering it.
To look this thing up individually and get the retail price, which I could get off of my invoice, which was 7 pages long. And then figure the HPP price, because they don't all give us the same allowance on buying. So I can't, it's hard to go, let's just go a straight, 15% or whatever, because they don't all give us the same allowance. So yeah, so it wasn't cool. So you guys might say a huge thank you to Candy for all the work.
Sandy, writing all that stuff down.
For putting all those pages together. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. What did we have? I think we had 5 pages that Sandy.
Yeah, and she originally sent me 4. And I'm like, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that?
I missed. Oh, and I did. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sandy and Candy, thank you for all your work on that. And so I have them. When we're done here, I will sit down and send those out. You will have those invoices today so that those orders can be packed and ready to go. And I would like to do that this week because this new Stamperia comes in tomorrow. And it would be really nice to do a Stamperia only sale with the new stuff. Since Glennis's winter thing is in here, the one she was dying for that didn't come in with the Minte. Don't know why, but it'll come in with the Stamperia. Okay, so I've got just some plain pieces of fabric that looks like it came off a skirt or something from Goodwill. I'm just going to put those in there because these are ones I can just tear up and use as toppers to tags and things.
She loved the unboxing. Yeah, we'll do more. We'll just have them ready to go.
Yeah. We'll just do it a little bit differently.
Yeah, she's going to give me the price ahead of time, so and then I know what we're doing. We know ahead of time that we're doing it, so it's easy to have my stuff ready.
And if Candy has that while I'm unboxing, then I can pull it out and she can say, this is the retail, this is the HPP price. And I won't have to stop to look it all up because that takes forever.
I just give you the HPP price because that's really all you care about.
Well, that's true. Y'all don't care about. I don't know. I like to see how much am I saving off of retail.
Maybe
I'm the only one.
About at least 10 to 15%. So
yeah, and sometimes it's close to 20. Most of the time, it's turned out to be like 10 to 17%.
Ginger asked if we've ever done any eco dyeing paper. I have not, Ginger. I don't have.
I have.
Yeah, she has. I don't have any nice leaves in my backyard. My leaves are those tiny little pieces of crap that, when they fall, they're already pretty much dead.
Stems and flowers and flower stems.
And I don't have flowers. I kill my
You don't
flowers.
have any flowers?
My flowers died. However, I did plant a hibiscus bush this summer.
Oh, I love hibiscus. Those will be great.
Blooming. It's still blooming.
Yeah, in your place, I think it'll bloom all winter long.
It might get a little too cold. It froze last night, so I'm sure it'll probably die now. But whatever.
There are 2 different types of hibiscus, and one is cold hardy, and one is not so much. In Arizona, I had them year round.
I don't have a clue.
So it depends on which kind you have, because yeah, you might have them year round.
Angie's done with her Alice book.
Oh, Angie, you cannot
5
wait to see it.
signatures. You
Overachiever. Yeah, you overachiever.
Yeah.
I love hibiscus.
Oh, Rain Girl's here.
Rain Girl.
Who's Rain Girl?
Hi. I know we've seen her before. I'm digging deep for her name. Shoot, Rain Girl, what's your name?
I'm sorry, I'm bad with
no, I'm digging down in my brain, and my brain is
yeah, mine's been fried.
Yeah. Was talking to my
I am going to have to wait until spring to try it, but I just learned about it and I really want to try it. Yeah, I've been wanting to try it. I don't have the ginger. Yeah, I just don't have the stuff.
You think
I'd have to go beg my neighbors for some of their flowers, which I might do next year.
Yeah. And flowers.
Dawn said Rain Girl Cindy.
And Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Wendy.
Ginger said hibiscus is her favorite flower. She has 4 planted in her front garden.
Ginger. Oh, what colors? I love hibiscus. That is absolutely my favorite as well.
Oh, I did pull one of my roses off that was pretty.
Yeah.
Put it in that silica gel.
Yeah.
Now I have rose petals.
Oh, cool.
So I could use those in the eco dyeing.
Okay, so yes, and you don't want just.
Do you want them dried? Do you want them dried before you use it, or so?
No,
they be dried?
They probably can. It's actually easier if they're green, and you want stems and different stems and leaves, and not just the flowers. You want the stems and leaves. That's what makes it cool.
With the silica gel.
And all different kinds of stems and leaves. Whatever you have, even off the same plants, there's different sizes, so they look different. They're different thicknesses.
Yeah, see, I got some.
Ginger, let's plan to do that in the spring. Yeah, let's plan to do that in the spring. Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
Those will make very pretty little specimen slides.
Yeah. I don't know how to keep it in the flower shape, though. The petals all come off.
That's pretty. Yeah, those are pretty.
Oh, that's the right side, I guess. It's a real pretty purple. I love it.
Oh, that purple roses are gorgeous. Yeah, let's do some eco dyeing in.
Third year that it's made it.
We'll do some eco dyeing in the spring. That'd be cool. It's probably been a couple of years since I did it. Maybe I did it last year. I didn't do it this summer, but I probably did it last summer.
Okay, is there anything else I have to do to get crinkled seam binding other than dye it and then crinkle it up? Ladies, anybody ever done that? I need crinkled seam binding.
How are you going to crinkle it up?
I saw one lady, she just rolled it up, I thought. Did she
just roll it up like this and I'll
just crinkled it, yeah.
Yeah, and then you could even put some rubber bands, a couple rubber bands around it to hold it in a tight little ball like that.
Oh, that will work. Yeah, I got rubber bands.
That way you get good crinkles. Actually, it doesn't loosen up.
Yeah. See, I knew you guys would have it.
It's not them. We always have ideas for everybody else.
Well, I watched the video, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
but I don't think she used rubber bands.
I can't wait to show you guys the technique that Candy and I are working on using color with coffee dyeing. It's very cool.
Other than your distress inks.
Oh, yeah. Not distress inks. Not distress inks at all. How am I picking up fuzzies?
Now, why did I know Angie would know how to do this?
How to crinkle the ribbon?
Yeah.
What did she say? What did she say to do?
Put a rubber band around it.
Oh, beat you to it, Angie.
Only because you didn't have to type it out.
Oh, that's true. Hi, Elisa. I didn't see Elisa come in. That's true. I didn't have to type it out.
Debbie she's squishy. She doesn't like her crinkles tight. I want them
just
tight.
Squish it wet and lay it down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's what that lady did on the video.
wrinkled. It's just like getting wrinkled clothes out of the wash.
See, I have this big one. I really want it wrinkled.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it depends how wrinkled or crinkled you want it.
And you just let it dry like that? Really? You don't have to do anything else?
Just let it dry.
Awesome.
Yeah. I know that's the easy part.
No, that's the hard part because I have no patience.
Oh, well, that's true. The only thing I don't like about these is
Glennis has 400 sheets. Yeah. No, that's probably a low estimate.
400 sheets of what?
Coffee dyed
paper? Is that what you did like all at one time? Man. Oh, goodness. She puts us all to shame always. I'm going to pull up some.
I got my book done.
Oops, what did I drop? I'm going to pull up some book page and music page, and I'm going to get a couple smaller stencils here. I do have some stencils that I want the design, but they're not 12 by 12. So I will just pull up some smaller stencils to add to that. Let's see here.
That's a huge one. Look how big that rubber band is.
I have a bunch like that. Even like just itself rubber band is like 8 inches long, doubled. Yeah, so it'll go around a whole stack of books or things like that.
Probably what I got those for, but
yep. Magazines. Okay, so let me get some music paper now. So I'm going to just pull some music paper out of this music book. So you can just do the music book like this and just like daub on a page, put the next one over, daub on a page, put the next one over, and just, let the book dry. Just keep opening it wherever and leave it as a coffee dyed book that you can just pull pages off of or out of. You can put stencils in between the pages. I'm just going to do like that. You can put stencils in between the pages if you want, and get some marks on the music page, or you can pull the pages out and add them to your layers of this. That should go over the whole. There we go. Perfect. I especially like it on when there's a page that doesn't have a whole lot of notes. Then I like the design. If it's a page with a lot of notes, doesn't matter as much to me. I do like seeing the notes on the paper, especially if it's old or coffee dyed it so it looks old.
Oh, and I did try. Watch this, ladies. I did try. Watch this. I took out I flattened my rag.
Oh yeah.
Wait, and then I took my brayer.
Just to get the coffee out of the rag. That's awesome. Did it work?
Yeah. There's water, especially when the rag's a little bit drier.
Yeah.
Because then you get like a pattern, more of a.
Oh, that's cool. Effort. Then you get like the fabric pattern kind of.
Yeah. It's still awful wet right now. But
that's cool.
When it dries out a little bit. You don't want to pounce if you're tired of pouncing.
Yeah. I'm not pouncing so much as spraying.
Well, I do because I like the different colors, the different spot, the pattern. I don't want all over.
Yeah. I keep picking it up and then squeezing it so that I get
I just
different
the only thing I squeezed was the seam binding.
I don't mean the paper. I mean getting coffee in the sponge and then squeezing it so that I get more coffee here and there.
I use it pouncing with the rag.
Oh yeah, that works really well. That technique the Candy just showed you is a really great technique. So I'm putting some really thin stencils down that are page.
Yeah, the brayer's fast. If you want to do it quick.
The
brayer's fast if you want to do it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I could probably take the brayer and brayer over it and soak up some of the stuff from underneath.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yep. Because I usually only do like one side because it soaks through.
Yeah. And that's a good point. You could double up, like these music pages are not very thick. You could put 2 music pages and then a stencil, and then 2 music pages and then a stencil.
No, I haven't tried. Or you can even put the brayer in the
Brayering
coffee.
straight on the paper.
Yeah, if you can get your. Now you probably have better time to do at the tub. Mine barely fits in my.
Into your cup.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get some Alice on this one. It's weird to get this little hook at the top of them, or some of the others, they have like that European hole punched out on top.
Yeah.
Like, why do they have to do that on our stencils? Because when you're stenciling along, you stencil that too.
Sylvia.
What'd you say?
She said Tigger's pounce. I love Tigger.
A lot of times I tape that off so I don't end up stenciling that little hole.
I was a Tigger girl.
The hangy hole. But you can't.
Marty says a Tigger is a wonderful thing. Their tails are made of springs.
That's true. Love the Tiggers. They're just big cats.
Sylvia's Eeyore.
Oh my goodness. Sylvia is so not Eeyore.
She posted Eeyore.
Really? Oh, Sylvia.
Oh, you haven't seen her post? What is it? 10 things she loves or something?
Oh, yes, I did. I did see that. Yeah. And I know she likes Eeyore, but yeah. Sylvia, you're the last.
Oh, I like them all. I like them all.
I like Eeyore too. But
it's amazing how when you're as you're older, you notice they suffer from depression.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Anxiety. They had them all.
Yeah. Oh, poor animals.
Okay, Angie has to go. She has to go to the craft store. You're going to the craft store.
She's not coming to my house. Angie, where are you going? What's going on? Is there a big old sale?
That you didn't tell Marianne about?
I don't need to go. I don't need to go buy stuff that I'm ordering anyway. Which one you going to? Probably Hobby Lobby. Probably Hobbly Lobbly.
Hobbly Lobbly.
Hobbly Lobbly. Hobbly Lobbly. Now, I have put a ton of layers in here. Did anybody count? I mean, there is a ton. And it's half full. It is now just half full just now. This is craziness.
Yeah, I'm almost out of mine finally. I've had coffee in here for days, lady. My room smells like coffee. I got the air freshener spraying constantly.
Not my favorite smell.
I must say, this music book I got from you, I love.
Yeah, those music books are great.
The Holy City.
Oh, yeah. I think I still have a couple of those. Yeah, I got a whole mess of those. Did we clearance? So we do those for like $2 or something because I got like 30 of them. They were awesome.
More because I like them.
They're good size. I'll go check and see what I have.
Yeah, because they're big and they got a lot of notes on them.
They're thick. They have a lot of notes because they're for an intricate choir or a very accomplished choir. Lots of parts to them. So yeah, those are good ones.
Gender loves a deep dark coffee. Oh, this isn't really deep dark. It'll dry a little.
Oh, it looks like it.
It looks dark, but it's not as dark as it looks on screen, ladies.
Does mine look that dark?
Because usually I add walnut crystals, and I didn't add any.
Yeah, because you like yours lighter, and if mine doesn't even look as dark as yours, and yours is going to dry lighter.
Well, and I'm putting a lot on there too.
I want mine to be darker. I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know how
I want to try where they put the bubbles on there. You seen that? That's cool too.
the bubbles.
But again, that's a mess I don't want to do here because I have to go to the kitchen to do it. And
yeah. Let's see. Let me get a few book pages in here too. Oh, I've got some envelopes too that I forgot to do.
I did a bunch of those the other day because those are, you gotta watch those because the stuff will stick.
That is true.
When you lay them out, ladies, you gotta watch for that stick.
So you can do a couple of things. You can either pre-wet this and rub it so that it comes off, or you can put it inside. I mean, if you just do it like this, you're basically going to glue it closed.
Yeah, I don't like mine glued closed. So I
don't either.
Put them out, and when I laid them down, I made sure I didn't lay another label over top of the stick.
If I do these, I don't leave them in here because they will stick. If you don't care about the flap, you can do this and then do them. And then when it sticks, it's sticking to the back. And you have your envelope pocket. You just don't have the flap. So it all depends on how you want to do them. So I will do a couple like this. Let me get this other stencil out here. These are 12-inch, so they'll take up the whole space. Envelopes. But yeah, typically with envelopes, I'll do them one at a time and then lay them out open. In fact, I might like have the coffee here and then just have all this space over here just with paper or fabric or a towel. I can put down a thick towel that'll absorb it. And then I'll put let me put this down.
Okay.
I'll put the envelope. They won't stick as bad to the plastic of a stencil, but I'll just put the envelope straight in here like this. Dump it out. And then just lay them down on a towel like this, because this is not going to stick to the fuzzy of the towel. But I'm going to try some on here because I don't think they'll stick as badly to the stencil, and we can get good stencil design on them. I do like to pick them up this way so you don't just carry over a bunch of liquid inside. But yeah, I gotta love having that design come through there.
Yeah, these pages are already dry that I first did.
Just today?
Yeah,
that's awesome. It doesn't take long when they're just
this way and you don't saturate them. It doesn't.
Right. Yeah, and I'm pretty much saturating them. So if you're not saturating them, they don't take long to dry. And if you turn a fan on in the room or have an open window or something, they're even faster. All right. I'm going to do a long one.
Are you doing everything, Sylvia?
Mm-hmm.
Sylvia was like, she read Coffee Dye and thought paper. Well, we did. We know. We showed you how to do paper, but we were doing everything to give you a little.
Well, and we are, I mean, the primary thing that we use is paper. So definitely doing paper. But
I just realized I needed to do some seam binding before I used up this coffee. That's really what it amounted to. And I don't want to make any more coffee.
I'm just trying to show you how you can get other designs on your paper. Let's see if we can pick up these angel wings. So what do you think? Was I able to save that little Christmas?
I didn't. Oh, you posted it?
I did post them today, this morning.
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You guys will have to tell me if you think I was able to save that little Christmas one with the angel wings that turned out horribly wrong.
Maybe you put devil horns on her.
Yeah, the idea was great in my head, but it did not translate to paper the same way. So, they don't all work, and it's okay, because here's the thing, guys. If you never fail, and I say that in quotations because is anything ever really a fail? Somebody's going to like it, so it's really not a fail. But if it's not what you want or not what you like, you're not happy with it. If you don't ever fail, you don't ever learn anything. You don't ever grow or do anything new. Because if you only do what you know you can do right or what you can do perfectly, where do you have any room to grow or try anything new? So to me, that's very boring. I want to do things new and different and odd so that, oh, look how cool. One of the cutouts got left in there. I can use that as a skinny, but that would be cool as a little mask. You want to do things that don't turn out perfectly. So you can try something different. So okay, that doesn't work. Maybe this will.
The Statue of Liberty? You probably can't see it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, they're harder to see on TV. I know they are. It might be easier to see and posted in the group, but you guys know it really became apparent at retreat when people saw some things that people brought that they had seen on screen and thought that was really cool. And when they saw it in person, they went, whoa, how different it is in person. That's what it really became apparent, that it's so different.
Huh.
Ooh, I like that.
That one. It picked up some acrylic paint or spray from the splat box.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
This is rice paper.
Nice. I like that a lot.
I need to try to print on it in my printer.
Yeah.
Not this one, but another piece.
Another one. Yeah.
Yeah, white one. And then coffee.
I have a plastic splat box and a cover of a paper box lid that's a splat box. But I almost grabbed the plastic one like this and brought that over because I thought it would pick up some of the spray and some of the paint that's sitting in the splat box on this paper. And I thought that would be pretty cool, actually. I don't think I'd be complaining about that. So that'll definitely be worth a try.
So
let's see here. Got some of these holes are gunked up with acrylic paint from whenever the last time I used it was.
This book is going to be like super grungy.
It's going to be a very cool book. And let's see. I'll even do stuff like this because, a lot of times we use small pieces of coffee dyed paper here and there. And so that's a small piece of texture that can go behind something else. They don't always have to be, full on sheets. And I'm looking for some of my long, skinny. I'm going to order some more of those flexible, stretchable thingers that I showed you guys the other day in the unboxing and get the rest of my stencils organized in them.
I'm happier doing the blending later to get the pattern on the paper. It's just easier.
Yeah.
And they come out crisper like I like them.
All right. Yeah, I do like just plain coffee dyed paper with no pattern on it. So, because the stencil, like you said, with the distress ink, using the stencil over it to get the pattern.
Yeah.
Then you can put the pattern where you want. But I do like when I get these random patterns and maybe not even a full pattern.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, but I like
they just don't come out for me anyway, so I don't. Sylvie says, okay, I watercolor when I don't like something. I tear pieces and make flower petals or
there you go.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, I may not like it, but I still want to try one of those collage things where they tear up the paper and collage the whole picture with little bits of paper.
Oh, that's too much work for me.
It's like coloring with like your gel prints. It does seem like a lot of work, and it might take me, I don't know, a long time to ever do it, but I don't know why. I just want to try one. But okay, so have any of you ever done that? I know we've talked about it before. Have you guys done that where you tear up the paper and use the torn up paper as the color to collage down on a picture?
Like I have patience to do that. Yeah, okay.
Well, what I'm wondering,
I barely have the patience to coffee dye.
I'm assuming that they take a picture out of a coloring book or a picture out of somewhere and trace it, or something. I don't know. I'm assuming that that's how they get the picture, the outline of the picture to start with. Is that correct? Or how do they do that?
I don't know.
Don't tell me that they draw it, because that'll kill me, because I can't draw.
Draw it.
No, because I can't draw like that. That'll work. Okay. Yeah, no, I can't draw an image or a whole scene or picture, whatever it is, to be that good. So maybe I'll find a big picture out of a coloring book. I've got a lot of like adult coloring books and mandalas and just a lot of adult coloring books that have cool birds and animals, and jungles and botanical gardens and things like that in them. So maybe I take something out of there. Let's see if anybody's saying. Bye, Elisa. Debbie, yes, learning is the bomb, and it's only paper. That's right. It is only paper. So what if you don't like it? Put something over it. Throw it away. Tear it up. Crinkle it up. Use it as whatever. Yeah, it's only paper. And I don't know. There's nothing that I like more than what?
That's that lumberjack plaid. That's bright.
Oh, that's cool though. That from here it doesn't look super bright. From here it looks cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I love learning. I love trying new things and just seeing what happens, and then going, oh, well, what if we did this, or what if we did that? And it's, yeah. I'm going to do this a little backwards. Let's see if I can get a full sheet on that. And fold this. I like this design, so let's see if I can get it come through. And if no design comes through, then fine. The stencils acted as spacers, and my paper didn't all stick together. And then I'll just stencil design on later. No biggie. But yeah, learning something new, a new technique, that's just awesome.
Debbie says there are talented folks who draw their own chicks. I only do it with pretty large pieces. But feathers on birds are easy to cut and layer for a great effect.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, Debbie, have you done some of these? Have you done some of those collages, Debbie? If you have, I would love to see them. I really want to do one. Maybe Debbie's going to be my teacher for how to do one. Because I just, yeah.
That one everywhere.
I'll really like it, or I'll be like Candy. Oh my goodness, I'm too impatient for this. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
I know that.
But I do want to try one. I'm looking for a long stencil that can go right there. Actually, I need a piece of paper in there before a stencil or a piece of fabric. Let's do this. Wow, what if this lace will tear? Oop, yep. Let's see. Fearless Leader. What are you talking about? What you're talking about is maddening. But if you start small, a butterfly, a mushroom, yes, you can use stencils. What's her name? Dilutions. Diane Reevely.
Sandy's getting sleeping because we're boring. She says not because we're boring. We didn't think that until you said that.
Who said that? Sandy?
She said she's getting sleeping not because we're boring, which if you have to qualify it, it means you're lying.
Exactly. Meds kicking in. Well, you're supposed to be just laying there on the heating pad anyway. If you doze off, that's okay. We'll just talk about you when you wake up. Tell us you're back. There are talented folks who draw their own. Yeah, which is pretty big. Left the room to take the tray of wet paper somewhere else. That's funny, Sandy. Oops, there goes a pile of stencils. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Sylvia, I figured you would have done it. Have you done it? Sounds like Debbie's done it. And Sylvia, have you done that collaging on the picture? Maybe we need to have them on with us one day when we try it. Oh, have a standby.
I'm not doing that.
I would say have a standby project, Candy.
I ain't doing that. I'll be like screaming.
No, you won't.
Oh yeah, I would. I know my limitations.
Gotta try it. We gotta try everything art. Okay, maybe we do, like she said, maybe we just do a bird.
I don't use gloves, Julie. I don't like them. Don't care for them. All I do is spray my hands with Clorox cleanup when I'm washing them. It gets most of it off.
I don't want to put Clorox on my hands after, and I do need them to be not all coffee-y. So I
put the Clorox on and.
Yeah, this is not bothering me with the gloves on, but it bugs the heck out of me to work in any of the other things that we do with gloves on. But probably because I'm not really doing anything fine, just laying down paper. This is not bothering me. Yeah. Oh, I don't either, but I can put up with it for this. I just can't work in them. Can't work in them. Yeah, maybe we just do a mushroom or a bird. Oh, Rain Girl says we're funny. It's because of the audience. It's because of you guys. We have the best. Yeah, Happy Paper People is just the best group ever. They keep us on our toes.
Sylvia says, not me on camera. You had me on camera once. We just put a gag on you, Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia, you wouldn't come on and do that with me and teach me how? I want to learn.
She uses food gloves all. Yeah, well, if you do food, yeah. I just don't like the feel of them. I don't, and most of the time they don't fit my hands anyway, and I don't whatever.
You have little tiny hands.
Yeah. In fact, we went to buy a ball glove for one of my grandboys, and we were putting it on my hand.
Like, nope, won't fit. Won't fit. Yeah, Sylvia and Debbie, I need somebody to teach me how to do it. And Candy can be in the background reading chat and doing some other project because she won't do it.
Yeah, I'll read chat.
There you go. She'll be working on something else.
No, I'll read chat. It won't work if I'm reading chat.
Oh no, you can read chat and do something else at the same time.
No, I suck at
it. Depends. It depends.
Yeah, I'm not good at doing both. I get involved in what I'm doing and then I
forget to look at chat.
Oh, that one's gonna be pretty.
Oh yeah. That one is gonna be pretty.
Oh, I want my water. Drop my water. How many times am I gonna break that thing? So I must say this thing it's held up pretty well considering I drop it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top comes off of it occasionally, but it pops right back on.
But it pops back on and keeps working. So
and keeps on a ticking. Best $8-9 I spent.
Takes a licking. $9?
Yeah, $8-9. Nice. I didn't spend much on it.
Nice. Takes a licking and keeps on ticking. I would do like I don't know what.
She says I'm greasy. The gag will fall off.
Oh, Sylvia, you're the best.
Actually, Debbie, this book, because I didn't saturate it, only the edges are saturated. So what happens is I'll come in and I'll just flip the pages every once in a while. Like the first part of it's dry. I was just on the back half. And I just go through and just flip them over, and the fan dries it. I don't tear them apart until they're fully dry. And it'll be dry by the morning. because I didn't saturate the pages.
Yeah.
The other half of the book I did the other night.
I'm
It's
more
dry.
saturating.
Yeah. Now where I've wet it again, it's not dry, but the coffee was dry.
Yeah. That's cool. Coffee really, I mean, it's just like water, so it really doesn't take long to dry.
You're not sitting it in the tub and letting it sit there.
Yeah.
Because I don't like putting mine in the oven. I don't
either.
Too brittle.
Well, and I forget to go back and check for it, and then it definitely is too brittle. It's overcooked, even though it's only on 200 or 175 or whatever I, turn it down to. But it can still get overcooked down there. Because I forget
a picture of the butterfly she collaged, but that's not what Marianne's talking about.
That she collaged.
Yeah, you're talking about taking little pieces of color and making it.
Yeah, I'm talking about taking a picture, take a coloring book, and then instead of coloring it in with crayons, you take maybe things that you have, pages that you've gel printed, and you tear it apart. And
little tiny pieces. You're talking little tiny pieces.
Little teeny tiny pieces, like the bird has a beak. I want that to be brown, so I find a little piece of brown on my piece of gel.
Several pieces of brown
paper, and tear little tiny pieces of brown and collage his beak right there with little tiny pieces of brown. And then what do I want his head to be? And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yours is more like a mosaic. Yeah, that's what she's talking about. Like a mosaic. That's what she's talking about.
Okay, that makes sense now. But I think Debbie's done it. I think Sylvia's done it.
Yeah, it takes too much. That's too much.
Maybe we'll do a little private session with Debbie and Sylvia. They could teach me how to do it. I'm sure that there are some.
Mind writing a book? No.
I'm sure that there are some tricks or things to watch out for.
This is going to be my art journal
techniques to use. Oh, cool.
I'm making this as an art journal so that, and so I went through I hate when the pages are all white. So I just, and then I might use it for collage or.
Yeah. If you just produce something on them so the pages aren't white, then you can choose which one you want to go on top of.
And I like color, so I'm throwing some color.
Yeah. And it's good to have more than one art journal because if you.
This is the perfect size for me.
Yeah. If you do one and then it has to sit there and dry because you used, pastes and things on it, then you could grab the other one
just together
and something in there. I have multiple art journals because of that.
You must have a plan. Know your color. No, you don't. I don't ever have a plan with my color palette.
No,
you know why? Because I just throw it together. It's called the rainbow.
No, I think she's talking about if we do that picture.
Oh, for your picture.
You must have a plan.
That's why I can't do this picture.
If there's trees in it, you want some papers that have
some rainbow
green and yellow and brown and not rainbow. Oh, you're funny. No, she says, no, I don't. And you can't make me. Oh, Sylvia. I knew what you meant, Sylvia. You can ignore Candy.
I thought she was talking to me. Because I'm just throwing colors in here. They don't.
Make 3 or 4 copies of the image you want to do, and then you can cut out the various parts and layer them up. Oh, you mean like to make it 3D?
Oh, okay.
That is an interesting concept. Is that what you mean, Debbie? Like to make it 3D? So you cut out whatever and layer it up so it stands taller.
Let's see here.
Oh, I'm getting a lot out of this one pitcher of coffee. It was a 2-quart pitcher. It wasn't full. I think I probably had about 1 3/4 liters of coffee in there per my coffee maker. see. Got a few Alice stencils in here. Can't wait to see Alice's.
That's her
Oh,
coffee
okay.
dyeing.
Nice. Tea dyeing. She's doing tea dyeing.
I'm sorry, tea dyeing. And
Yeah.
here's her butterfly. I think it'll come up, maybe. Maybe not.
Well, I can pull it up on my phone.
Oh, it's right there. I wonder why it won't let me pick it. That's her butterfly.
Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. Okay, yeah, that's more like a mosaic. It's pretty. But yeah. Trying to think of her name. There's an artist that I think that's pretty much what she does. And she gel plates a lot because she uses her gel plates for collaging like that. Collaging the pictures.
Oh, I lost one of my caps.
Uh-oh.
Imagine that. She's not fitting on there. Oh, it fits on that one. I thought they were all the same size, but obviously not.
Apparently, you were wrong.
Apparently, because this one doesn't fit. On this one, it's too big.
Apparently, you were mistaken.
And they're both just distress sprays. They're not. Okay. So I lost the lid to that one.
Not really 3D, but you have patterns to use for the various bits. I do have sections that may be 2 or 3 layers. In my little online class with my teacher, we quite often glue that on a background. Oh, cool. Hi, Sada. How are you? Oh, jeez. Of all people, Sada is one of the best coffee paper dyers.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee dyers that I know.
Yeah.
Truth.
Like patterns.
True confession here. The majority of the time, I buy coffee dye paper from her.
Yep.
Rather than do my own.
So
So
I was trying to save some money.
Yep. And people keep asking me about doing it, how to do it. So, but yeah, the majority of the time I buy it from her. She's so a lot of times so backed up because it's in such demand. She does beautiful. She's the one that takes time to make those gorgeous prints, the doilies and tablecloths and the things like that. Yeah, I love her coffee dyed paper. She does beautiful work. Let's see. That's going to be a little too big. So I can't believe, you guys probably can't believe that I actually went through all of that coffee that was in this pan. It's almost gone. Not quite, but almost. And all I hope to show you here was a technique that you could use at your desk without making a huge mess and using stencils and lace or fabric and paper, getting it all done at the same time.
And you can use your heat tool or whatever to dry them too.
Yeah, you can do that. I could
take long if they're just a little bit wet.
Yeah, that's true. If I leave these here for a while and then come back, as I pick them up one by one, I could have the heat tool on and just run over them as I pick them up. They might be close enough that just tops them off. I like this one especially. I like leaving enough coffee in the grooves of these flowers.
Yeah.
And that'll take a little bit longer to dry because it's actually sitting in the grooves. But I think it's cool. It makes it a little darker.
Me, I just slop it on there.
Well, I haven't on all of them, but this one, if I do that, it makes it a little bit darker on those petals, and I think that looks cool. So I like that. But then I'm going to put something on top of it and squish it down, and it's going to change it anyway. So it doesn't really matter. I'm going to chance another piece of paper straight on there.
Oh, we had a bald eagle flying over here the other day.
Oh, nice.
That was kind of cool. I haven't seen
Love
that in a while.
bald eagles. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Shocking news story. Every time I hear that on your phone, so I think of another hurricane running through Florida. Quick, Linda, pack up and come to Utah.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there.
It is. If you like the mountains, and there's water. Hopefully, we're not always in the middle of a drought. There's enough water to do some fishing. Maybe next time. Oh, poor guys. Well, maybe we get a little bit of lettering on that one. And some butterflies.
It is almost time.
Okay. Oh, yeah, less than 5 minutes. Awesome. Well, I'm just about done with this. What I might do is just stick my envelopes in the rest of it and lay those out.
Debbie said she sent a pic of a small collage from her class.
Oh, cool. All right, give me just a second and I'll go in and find that.
I was say she must have sent it to you. I didn't get it.
I'll go in and find that, Debbie. I'd love to see that. I'm sure everybody else would too.
You send it to me, Debbie. I can bring it up on screen.
Yeah, do you want to do that? Send it.
Is this
Okay.
the heron? Oh, that's pretty. Hold on. Well, if my mouse would cooperate.
Maybe she can bring it up on screen.
Where'd it go?
Where
did it go?
Oh, Debbie. Now don't tell me you drew that picture first. Was that a print that you printed it out and then collaged it? Oh, if you drew that, you're killing me. You are so amazingly talented. That's awesome. I love the way you collaged that. That's beautiful. Yes. Okay, Debbie, will you come on live with me and Candy and teach us how to do that? Do that with me? Because I want to do it. I want to learn how to do it. I think it's cool. And maybe you get faster as you go. Who knows? I'll bet if you turn the pages, I just want to reach over there and turn the pages in that book because I'll bet she has more that are really cool too. So those ringed binders are great for art journals because they lay flat when you're doing something like this. So guys, don't get hung up on an art journal. It has to be something or something else. I have art journals that are old books because they're so cracked. The spines are falling apart so that they will lay flat. And when I'm all done with them as an art journal, then I'll just rebind the spine and it'll be, my cool book to have. But that's awesome. That is so, so pretty.
I unhid it, Julie. I unhid Laura's message. All you have to do is go in and unhide it. You can unhide it.
Oh, did Julie accidentally hide Laura's message?
Yeah.
Julie, why did you do that?
She said she accidentally did it, but I unhid it, so.
Okay.
Do it again.
Are you mad at Laura? Funny.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
That's okay.
It was a pretty bird. Pretty heron.
Very pretty bird.
Heron, whatever it is. I can't.
Heron. Yep. Very, very pretty. Oh yeah, come back to the comments and let's see if what Debbie's said. Anything? Bueller?
Yeah, Julie's always breaking the law.
Yeah, that's the kind of how she is, Miss Lawbreaker. Lawbreaker.
Lori Nether.
Yes.
I can't read it. It's too. I mean, I can't see it to read it. The letters are blurred together.
Neltner, I believe.
Neltner.
If I remember right. Neltner.
Yeah, I obviously need to make my font bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's getting old and she's kind of blind, and it's really small font on her TV. So I believe it's Neltner. Is that correct, Lori? If I remember right. It's been a while since I've seen you. How you doing?
Like Neltner is what it looks like.
Okay, yeah. How are you, Lori? Long time no see. Everybody's
what
been
type of dyeing? We were doing coffee.
Coffee dyeing.
Glennis was doing tea.
What I did here.
Making a mess. That's what we were said. That's what we were doing. Just making a mess.
Make me big for just a second and see if this layer shows up.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me get the right button.
Okay. So this is a 12 by 12 bin. This is an 8.5 by 11. Doesn't matter. I just put the coffee in it. And I've basically been using a sponge. And I have been layering in this bin. I've been layering paper, stencil, paper, lace. Paper, stencil, paper, lace. So papers aren't sticking together. Lace, which doesn't matter. It'll stick together. Doesn't, it's not going to hurt it at all. But that way the paper doesn't stick together and not come up. But that's all I've been doing. The whole pan layered of paper, stencil, paper, lace. And so then the lace gets coffee dyed, the paper gets coffee dyed, and gets some bits and pieces of lace pattern on it or stencil pattern on it. Depending on both sides will get something and they probably don't need it because often it will go through the paper if you're putting a lot of coffee on it, which I pretty much am. But then I'm dyeing lace, I'm dyeing the coffee. I put one layer of envelopes and I made the envelopes face down to a stencil. Otherwise that flap will just stick to paper and seal shut.
Okay, it looked red.
What looked red?
Your
coffee.
It kind of looks red in there.
Well, it does because it's almost gone. Yeah. When it was at first, it looked really dark, really kind of blackish, but it's almost gone. So it's pretty thin now. Okay. So there's lace and then I'll just add paper and I've got these big legal size sheets. So I'm putting them in here. I come to the end, fold it over. And then the next one, I'll put a stencil down. And then I'll fold this one over and put an 8.5 by 11 and it fits perfect size. So it's a good way to use legal sheets if you have some or get some at an estate sale or something, pick up some for free. And I'm just going to do that one that way. I'm going to lay this one down. I got quite a bit of coffee going on here now. But,
well, Laura said, she heard the Law and Order sound, and she goes, "Who's breaking the law?" And then we said it was Julie because she hit her. And then Laura says, "I'm sure you're doing terrible things like throwing out a scrap that could be used or leaving the pin out of the blue bottle."
Yeah, really. Or harassing Julie.
Coming after us.
The craft police. I'm going to demus the craft police. That way nobody can come after us. We can come after us. All right.
You have a big enough tub, Toby. That's a good idea.
What's that? Just pour it over.
A tub that I'm willing to put coffee dyeing in.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys. A lot of people do it in their bathtub. A lot of people do it in their kitchen sink. A lot of people put down a giant tub and do it. And they're all perfectly fine ways to do it. Yeah, there are 100 different ways to coffee dye. Our purpose today was to show you some techniques of how you could coffee dye at your desk without making a major mess. I'm about the messiest of all of us. And I'm not too proud to admit it. Candy's pretty bad too.
I'm pretty bad.
I can do
We're
this.
just like we didn't spill anything, ladies.
Yeah, I've got this pan here. I put brown paper underneath it. My glass mat's underneath that. My brown paper isn't even wet. So I put this container of coffee, and this is a 12 by 12 bin here with the stuff in it, just layering. And I have not made a mess. I put whatever these are on my hands, gloves. When I'm done, I can just take those off. I'll take this out and wash it. And I have not made a mess. It's even messier than, when I do gel plates or things sometimes. So,
and then Toby says, do you just let that dry overnight or something? When do you pull it apart?
Did she leave and then just come back? She must have. Yeah, I will just let this. I will just leave this. I probably leave it overnight even because this is, there's a lot of layers here. But then I'll come back and I'll pull it off, and I'll take all the lace things and I will just throw those over the shower rod to finish drying. And I'll take the paper, and I won't have this tub here, so I'll just lay the paper next to it, and I'll just change the direction I'm laying it, crisscross it, in a plus sign. This direction, then that direction, this direction, so it doesn't stick together, so it can complete drying. If you've got a fan going on in the room or a window open or something like that, this dries really fast. This coffee dyeing dries really fast. It's just water. So I'll just leave it sit here overnight. When I come back to do it, it'll
I like that stencil.
Be really fast. Don't you have this one? I know I had that at a sale. I thought you had it.
Not that one.
Well,
got one similar to that, but not that one exactly. No. Mine doesn't have the extra pieces on the corner.
Little hook coming down the bottom.
Yeah. It's very clean looking.
Darn it. Way too clean looking.
So not
Yeah.
No, I didn't make too much of a mess.
No, you really didn't.
I didn't. Usually I didn't make too much of a mess.
And I don't always like to make a mess when coffee dyeing.
Spray in places, but
I don't always like to make a mess when coffee dyeing. Sometimes you just.
Oh, Toby said she was at the doctor's.
Oh, glad you made it back, Toby. I was thinking, did our broadcast cut out or something? Because I know Toby was here before when we were talking about that stuff. So maybe it cut out and she didn't get it. But that's why she was at the doctor, just got back.
They don't listen to us.
I know, but I keep thinking that one of these days
come in here to chat with Margie and Laura and
I know Sylvia.
They just ignore us.
I keep thinking that one of these days they will listen, but I don't know. It's that false hope. Yes, she's a false hopist. All right. This is the strangest. I think this is the strangest.
Hey, she still has a chance to spill her coffee, lady. She still got some.
I cannot believe you said that. My coffee is almost gone.
Mine's gone, so I can't spill mine. I'm done.
Oh.
No, I dropped some stuff on the floor, but it wasn't the coffee.
I haven't even dropped anything on the floor. No,
I did my water sprayer, and the lid to one of these inks.
Wow. I need to hurry and do some.
Gigi's here. Hi, Gigi.
Hi, Gigi.
How you doing? I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Dawn says, Toby told her she was at the doctor's office. You were all just too busy getting messy to listen to her.
Oh, somebody didn't read me the chat. I'll blame it on her.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. No. Sorry, Toby.
Told you it's hard to craft and read chat. I get involved in
my fault. That was my fault.
Yeah, Marianne's supposed to watch chat.
Yeah. And show you what I'm doing.
Yep. She has to do everything.
Yeah.
I told her, don't count on me to do it.
I'm trying to use up all this coffee. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm just about there because if I try to carry it out to the kitchen, I will spill it on the way. That's where the big mess will be. And it is almost gone. Look at that. It is almost gone.
Uh-oh. Lori says she goes for a biopsy tomorrow to see if she has cancer or not.
Lori Neltner?
Yeah. Well, our love and prayers, Lori.
Yes. Lori, please keep us posted.
Yep.
I think you know that I am a cancer thriver, breast cancer thriver. Not a survivor, I'm a thriver. And you will be too if that's your case. But I will be here to support you if that is the case. So please keep us posted, okay? Definitely want to know. All right. I'm just about used up all this here coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna say you are just about used up.
Oh, see what I deal with?
There, and I was like, okay, she gonna finish.
I'm supposed to be doing everything, and then I'm the one that gets.
That's why you get used up because you're doing everything.
Oh my goodness! I'm putting a bunch of little stencils down now.
Oh, I love that typo, Dawn. I knew what you meant, but I love that she goes, okay, prayers for food news. I loved it, Dawn. I loved it.
Yeah. Speaking of food, if you do have breast
Lori,
cancer,
tongue. I have white blisters. She's so.
oh no, what?
Lori, worrying about it's just going to make it worse. Don't worry about
Yes.
it if you have to.
Don't worry. Well, don't worry about something that you don't know is in existence yet. Because I'm totally with you. I can totally worry about it, and I keep telling myself, don't worry about something that you can't change, or don't worry about something you don't even know is real yet.
It's hard to do, but
it is so hard to do. But Lori, you are going to be in my prayers, and please shoot me a message when you get your biopsy results back.
Hey, I'd rather think of food than anything else. There you go.
Oh, as I was going to say, if any of you do have to have chemotherapy, I do have a tip about food. So if you have to have chemotherapy, then you need to talk to me privately, because it's important. It's important. It can impact the rest of your life. All right. I've just about used up all this coffee. Just about used up stencils.
Oh, since February.
What?
Wow.
Been waiting since February?
Oh, Lori, that's horrible.
Why having to wait so long?
Oh,
that's horrible.
Sorry.
That is the most stressful.
Even worse. That makes it worse when it's that long.
Yes, it does. Lori, why are they making you wait so long?
It's hard to eat. I can imagine. Oh, that would.
Oh man, I got blisters like that in my mouth when I had chemo. I had very aggressive chemo, and my whole mouth hurt just to talk. My tongue touching my teeth.
Doctor, that booked up. I think I'd find another one.
The doctor was that booked up
since February. They can't fit you in. Oh, come on.
Well, on one hand, they must not think that it's much of anything. Otherwise, they would. Because
I would hope
and if they think it is cancer and they are not getting you in at least for a biopsy, at least to test and see what it is, then
biopsy's not until she said she's going in for a biopsy tomorrow.
Right.
But they're taking her that long to get it. That's
what I'm saying. If the biopsy is cancerous, then you might want to find another doctor. I don't know. But I have some tips about that too. Guys, I had 2 types of breast cancer, stage 4. I beat it.
Lori had to go. She had to switch doctor and go to another state. Oh my word.
Oh, Lori, what state are you in, and what state did you have to go to?
Oh,
I have done so much research on breast cancer in the last 20 years because of what I've been through. And
hey, Christy, she's late. She's gonna watch the playback.
Hi, Christy. So many people that I know, having been through it. So, and if anybody who's interested, if you know somebody with breast cancer, or you're just interested because of your sisters that in the world that get it, there is Dr. Susan Love, Love, just like it sounds, Dr. Susan Love. She has a book called The Breast Book. And it is the best book I have found in 20 years. Get the most recent edition, because she updates it every few years. I can't tell you what year's the most recent edition. I don't know. Mine is outdated. It's still accurate, but there's new stuff all the time.
Kentucky, and she had to go to to Ohio University.
Oh, wow. Okay, Lori, will you go find Dr. Susan Love's breast book?
She has tongue cancer. She might have tongue cancer.
Oh.
You weren't listening.
Oh, I thought you said breast cancer.
No, we said blisters on her tongue.
Oh, blisters. I must have heurt breast. I'm sorry. Oh, good. Well, I heard that she had
breasts on her tongue. Okay, that's
never mind. Anyway, cancer's cancer. So sorry. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Well, anyway, that's the best breast cancer book
She
around.
wrote the name down. She'll look it up.
It's the best info as far as, and you know what? You could send her a message and ask her, where can I get the most recent research and best quality information on tongue cancer? And I would bet money that she will respond.
And I wouldn't do it yet. You would just worry yourself to
death. Don't do it until you know for sure that's what it is. Yeah.
Because worrying yourself only makes it worse.
Yes. Try not to stress over something that is not in existence yet.
I'd say eat, but you said you're having trouble eating.
Drink. Blend everything and drink. It's easier to
I've been drinking a lot of margaritas. Strawberry daiquiris.
Easier for her to talk with her hands.
Strawberry daiquiris would be my go-to.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
And
yeah, that hurts. That hurts. I'm so sorry, Lori. So sorry you have to deal with that.
Had to wait that long. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Anybody who has possibility like that and they're going to, do tests because they think it might be, to make them wait that long is literally pure torture.
That's torture, yeah.
And most, the radiologists know that. My radiologist finally gave me the results over the phone on a Friday afternoon because I hadn't been able to get to my doctor. And she said, I'm not going to make you wait the weekend, because that's just torture. You're already worried about it. Now, at least confirm the diagnosis. Once you confirm it, at least you know what you're dealing with.
She said,
what?
Oh, yeah. Get a frozen alcoholic drink, Lori.
Yeah. Freeze your tongue so at least you can't feel them. That is kind of true.
Ice cream. I've eaten a lot of ice cream.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
When I had my jaws wired shut, and I thought I'd be able to do milkshakes, I was wrong.
Oh no! Was it too thick?
Okay. What the problem is the way they had my mouth done when they had the wire shut. They had to pack the back part because it got infected. Right. I could not get enough suction to get anything up through a straw. Not even milk.
And if you have, I guess it wouldn't be the same with that jaw surgery, but if you have any dental surgery, tooth surgery, or jaw, like they had to cut out a section of my jaw, they wouldn't let me suck on anything because that suction can suck out blood clots and
probably could, but Rodney, when he had his done, he didn't have a plate in his mouth and the packing that I had. So he was able to do things up through a straw. I could not. I had to actually I had to be able to drink it and then put my head back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had
pour it into your mouth and then tilt your head back to swallow.
Anything with any type of grit in it could not get through. So it had to be straight liquid. It sucked.
Yeah.
Rodney could eat soups and
sure.
I was like, you bastard. I was like, oh my God.
Well, all righty then.
I survived on I started out with those shakes. But
protein
the meals, the protein shakes, not shakes, but the protein
drinks
and stuff like that. But okay, those are milk based. So by the third day, I couldn't handle this anymore.
Oh no,
you can't brush the inside of your mouth.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it built up. So then I drink Coke to kind of kill it.
Yeah.
And then it just got to where I was drinking Coke. That was
cut the cream.
Yeah, I couldn't handle.
But there was no nutrition in the Coke.
Yeah, they had me on vitamins and stuff, but I had trouble taking them because it'd make me sick.
Yeah, because you weren't eating anything.
I had to dissolve them. And then when I got a migraine, that was horrible.
Yeah, if you take a bunch of vitamins and don't eat anything, of course you're going to feel sick.
I don't take a lot of vitamins. I don't. But they gave me stuff to help with the nausea and stuff that I was having because I couldn't eat.
Right.
I lost a lot of weight.
There ought to be some advantage to that, right?
Oh my God. Let me tell you though, I'd go to work. I had to go to work and I couldn't talk because I had a plate that went half my back. They couldn't hear, they couldn't understand me. I'm a secretary for God's sake. I couldn't even answer the phone.
Okay? They just said
I had to go to work. So you go to work and kind of sitting there doing that. And then them SOBs would cook breakfast in the office. They do a Friday breakfast.
Right.
And they'd be cooking bacon. And,
how rude.
And I was like, oh my God.
Somebody blend it up. Somebody blend it up, please.
I couldn't do it. It had to be totally smooth.
That's true. Oh man.
We tried doing my cousin was wired shut and we ground up hamburgers for him and stuff like that. Yeah. I couldn't get those through I didn't have enough gaps in my mouth
to get them even through your teeth.
Yeah. So that wasn't an option for me either. And like I said, it couldn't be thick because I couldn't get it up through the straw. It had to be like water.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, I've had tumor removed from my jaw 3 times. Oh. But they did not. They were worried about my jaw breaking and then having to wire it shut, but it never did. So I didn't ever have to have it wired.
Something here. Hold on. Yeah, positive vibes, Dawn. It's not. And Chrissy says, my good friend had cancer and just had a 5-organ donor transplant.
Oh, wow.
She is doing remarkably well, and I'm just in awe of her. Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank goodness for organ donors. That's cool. Does anybody watch The Resident? We were watching it, I think it's on Hulu, and just got through season 4, and then told that they finally renewed for more seasons. So now I'm watching season 5, but if anybody hasn't watched The Resident, you'd probably like it, Candy. It's good.
Cindy, bye. Take care.
Bye, Cindy.
Dawn says she watches the show.
It's good, isn't it, Dawn?
Gigi says she does.
Have you guys watched season 5 yet?
I don't even watch TV. My TV hasn't been on since Rodney left.
Yeah, well, that's because you have all the free time in here to craft. I love it. Yeah, I don't turn mine on during the day. I watch it like when my mom's here. I have to sit down and watch something with her because I need to spend time with her. And then I'll take my computer out on my lap. Or
Debbie wants to see the results from today's drawing. That's work.
Funny. That's funny, Debbie. Really. I want to collage an image like that. Debbie, where do you get the bird like that? That big, that size to do?
Call Google.
That big? Like that?
Yeah, you can go into the parameters and change what size you're
looking for. That's true. Print it as big as you want.
Well, no, you can even look for images that are certain sizes.
Yeah.
You go into the more settings.
Well, that's true. Didn't even think about that.
Some that you can make sure they're not copyrighted. You can.
Yeah.
Different settings.
So I'm looking at that and I'm going, okay, Pelican.
Margie? Well, her computer probably died, or she got tired of us. But I'm out of here, ladies.
Yeah. Yeah, she might have lost.
Chrissy wants to know how many stencils Marianne owns. Way too many, and she brings them out. I'm like, where'd you get that one? Why didn't you get enough for us?
I had, before we even started this, I had tons of stencils, and now I've got even more. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing. I started to count them one time, and I just quit counting them because I probably have several hundred. I mean, more than several hundred.
Debbie said that was a small page. You just use your print settings to shrink or enlarge. That's what she. But you can also find bigger pictures too.
Okay. Yeah, I have lots and lots of stencils. Way too many stencils.
Glenna said she said her teacher drew it.
Oh wow, that's cool.
A lot. Yeah, she has a lot. I'm getting a lot, so I had to find another way to store them. So I've been.
And yeah, if you guys didn't see at the unboxing how I do, I'll show you over Thanksgiving weekend because I don't know. I
didn't have room for those expanding folders.
Yeah,
I had to go up, ladies. I had to go up.
Candy just done a great way for hers. I don't have that space. So I've gone through, I think this is the 5th way that I've tried storing them, and this one is finally working. So we'll show you Candy's new way of storing hers that's working for her. And
right now it's working. I hope it works.
Yeah, really.
Well, I already had the shower rod, so I just had to buy some rings to hang.
Are you doing rings or are you just doing S hooks?
I have the S hook curtain rods,
right?
And then I'm putting I want mine
you put the stencil on a ring
because I don't want them to get tangled up.
Putting the stencil on a ring and hanging the ring over the S hook.
Yeah. So
Okay,
each
I
ring,
get
each
it.
ring will have like 6 or 7 stencils on it. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't want to get too heavy with the document
Right.
protector with paper in between the 2
Yep.
stencils, one on each side. So
Oh my goodness. I keep I know I've used a lot of stencils here today, but I'm not even maybe a quarter of the way through all my stencils. I really need to. Maybe we'll just have a laugh and craft one day where everybody get out something you need to organize.
well, we obviously that's everything. We obviously
Yeah.
need to send Lori some stencils. She says she has about 5 from the dollar store. We
Really?
obviously need to send you more.
Oh, yeah. Lori, hang around with us. Hang around us if you like stencils. We use stencils a lot. We love them. Everything from coffee dyeing to gel
Chrissy
plates.
says, Chrissy says, how many rooms do you have? How many craft areas do you have? You have to have more than one room. She does.
Uh, yeah, I've got the front room and I've got the family room and I've got my studio. My
You got
studio
2
is
studios, upstairs and downstairs.
studio. Yeah. Downstairs is all the sales stuff, all the stuff for the business. My studio though, I mean, this will make a little more sense to you. When we bought this house, before we bought it, they had done a huge remodel and they took 2 bedrooms upstairs and 2 bedrooms downstairs and knocked a wall down and turned them each into one large room. So there's another master bedroom downstairs. That's where my mom stays. That master bedroom is larger than our master bedroom upstairs. But then the 2 bedrooms that they put together upstairs is my studio. I guess we could have put the master in there, but no, studio needs a bigger space than master does.
That'd be awesome.
So yeah, so it's like 2 bedrooms made into one giant room. One end is completely built-in bookcases.
And they were big bedrooms to start with, ladies.
And a desk around the corner.
I have a bedroom with it's a tiny bedroom.
My problem is I don't have much wall space though, because there's a closet on one end. Oh, and on one end, the one end that was a solid wall, they used it as an office, but so that it could still be a bedroom, they built a Murphy bed into that wall. So the Murphy bed on one wall, 2 big windows on the other wall, and then the door and all the way around the corner and partway down this other side is all built in. So
take out the Murphy bed or close it up and put a pegboard on it.
The Murphy bed is closed, and in front of it is 4 of those cubes stacked 2 beside and 2 on top.
I don't put a pegboard on that.
There is no way to even get into the Murphy
bed.
bed.
I don't have the wall space for it.
I want a pegboard too, but I need cubbies, cubes to put all the paper and stuff.
So you don't put a pegboard all the way up. You put like 2 strips and then put the shelves above it.
Shelves above it. Oh, these are the IKEA squares where there's 4 squares.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 4 squares.
Oh, you have an IKEA. We don't have an IKEA near us.
Yeah, we do. There's 4 squares. Each one has 4 cubes in it.
Yeah, my dream box takes up my whole one. The only wall I have free. So I had to find a way to store up. So this room has 2 closets in it. Actually, well, it's one big closet, but it's divided because between the closets we put a built-in desk and a bookcase above it for the boys when they had it.
Right.
For them to do their homework on. So I have 2 small closets on each side of that. So I had one curtain rod that fit in there, and that's where I'm going to put my 12 by 12s.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hook to get them up and down. So.
Oh, cool.
And then it has the one wall has a double window on it, and it's like 64 inches across. So I had to buy a longer curtain, shower rod for that one. And that's where I'm going to put the ones I use all the time because it's right behind me on my desk.
Yeah. And I'm learning that I need to get certain things more accessible because I use them more frequently. And I managed to get 2 desks in here. The desks are back to back. So if Doug's sitting at the other desk across the way, like, Thanksgiving, sometimes he comes in and hangs out with us.
I thought we were done. I posted my dry coffee dyed book pages without lace, stencils, seam bindings, blah, blah, blah.
Nice.
I want access to your craft room, Marianne, to organize it. Oh, I just want to take stuff out of it. Whatever.
Yeah, it is tough to organize just because the last one that I had, it's just so different. And first of all, there's too much stuff in the amount of space. I will admit that. But that's
always a problem.
I've been giving away.
I worked a little bit yesterday.
Using up, and yeah, I have little crafty friends getting started in crafting that I give stuff. And
Sylvia, she won't take you to her house. Sylvia said, "GG, you still need to rest. In the spring, we will raid her room." She won't take us there, ladies.
I don't know. Maybe I could be bribed. We'll see.
We shouldn't have to bribe you.
Why not?
Julie said the room is big enough you could divide it with deep shelves and have extra storage space.
Well, I don't want to divide it where I can't see the other side.
So put low tables in there and put drawers on each side. Turn your shelves around and make a table out of them. Put a workbench in there.
I did have that. There's not room for that now because there's 2 full-on desks. And they're large desks, one that raises up and down and one that does not. They're big desks, though, not little,
Get rid of one of them, Marianne.
Why? I like them.
If they're taking up room and not being usable space, you need to switch them out.
Well, I sit down at this one most of the time, but sometimes I like to work standing up. And so I leave that one covered in vinyl.
Yours doesn't move up and down.
No, one of them does, but the one I'm at right now does not.
Well, you only need one. If it moves up and down, you can move it up and down.
And I like that this one has a few drawers in it. And so when I'm working, there are some critical things right here next to me because it drove me crazy.
One that's got drawers underneath it, it has more than just a few drawers.
It drove me crazy when it didn't have any drawers at all. So, yeah, I'm going to use every last bit of.
What did I miss? Yeah, we're running late as usual.
Toby, a lot.
Gigi says she can organize other people's rooms. Yeah, it's easier to organize than somebody else's room.
Oh, it's so much easier. I could walk into somebody else's house and organize it flat, easy.
You give a hoarder shelves only if they have room to put them.
Yeah, exactly. And granted, I will say that the majority of my problem in the studio here is just too much stuff for the amount. Even though it's huge, I know there's still too much stuff.
I'm not telling her that, Sylvia, because then you'll have an advantage, and that's not going to happen.
What?
Nothing.
I don't know.
For the bribe, she's going to do for the bribe. No.
Oh, she's willing to bribe me to come over?
Yeah.
Cool. I might.
I need to hide her comment. Hold on. Let me hide it.
I will cook and leave frozen food in your fridge. 2 cultures and Italian food too. Oh, arroz con pollo? Sylvia? Sylvia knows how to get to me. Yummy. She shared her recipe with me. And I have it sitting out because I intend to make it really soon. Okay, look at that. That's awesome. I heated up 1 3/4 liters of water and then put a whole bunch of instant coffee in it. So that's what was in here. And I can rinse those out and use the entire thing. This is a 9x13 pan. And then this is that's getting heavy. That's a 12x12. Look how thick it is now, or how deep it is. It's, without squishing it, it's probably, easier to tell on this side. Almost full. I would say 3/4, at least, about 3/4 full. So this is full of coffee dyed stuff. Paper stencil, paper fabric, paper stencil, paper fabric until the end. And then I pretty much just did music paper and stencils on the end. So,
oh my God.
What?
Talking food. Anyone have a good recipe for sesame chicken?
Yeah, Google. And there will be 3 or 4 different food, the Food Network, those will come up with. That's a little over 1 3/4 quarts, Dawn. My thing just happens to measure in liters, so that's all I knew.
Pork, tamales, enchiladas, pulled
Oh
pork.
my God.
Stop it, Sylvia. Stop it.
Yes, yeah. Oh, Sylvia, if Doug hears this, he will say yes, yes, yes. Yes, it was almost too cold.
Well, actually, she's got to get it to your house because I'll probably be there in the spring because that's when we're planning. So
cool.
It's not going to make it to her house, Sylvia.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I got to get the details of the spring one up, so people can register, get their down payment in, and break up their payments if they want to. Because got to get the dates.
I'm broke.
Get the dates nailed down. So you think you guys are going to take a trip up in the spring with Eric?
No, Eric won't be here. We don't get him till summer.
Summer. Okay.
So that's why we're going to do the spring one. We thought.
Okay, be more inclined to come in spring, and then because he comes summer till August, end of July or August.
Yeah, well, she usually gets them back like the middle of August, but we're thinking about taking them somewhere.
Cool.
She'll come get them.
That'd be so cool. Yeah. Well, if you're off in the middle of wherever,
we were thinking Yellowstone. I don't know that.
I was just going to say that she can either come to Yellowstone or wait for you to get back.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't get the hotel we wanted, so I don't think we're going to do Yellowstone.
Well, there are other hotels.
We wanted one on Yellowstone.
Yeah. That it is nicer that way.
We'll try again. There might be a cancellation. So
that's true. Did you tell them to show the cancellation list?
No, I don't know if we did or not. Rodney was doing it.
Yeah. Well, you might have to make a phone call while he's gone.
Checking if it's meant to be, it'll be. If not, it's not. Exactly. I mean, just like when we went, we just did the last minute. So
I don't know if you can't. Oh, you can't see the bottom there. This is not.
It's very dark. How much coffee did you put in there?
It's not dark.
You didn't put enough coffee in there.
This is not dark. It's not. Yeah, I know. And it looked so dark at the beginning, but
this always looks dark. But when you do a test page, you're like, no, that ain't dark.
This isn't. This looks dark enough for lace.
It'd be great for lace, though,
because I like lace lighter. But when I got down to these last ones, they look really light. So I don't know.
Nope, those are dry.
They may need to get some spritzes of
tea dye or tea spray.
Acorn brown. Something darker. They may need to get some spritzes of something. I don't know. Because they don't seem very dark.
No, they don't.
Get that, and then see that's why it should be dark, and then pick up the stencil underneath it. There's nothing even in between there. I mean, there's no coffee in between there. It doesn't. There must be, but it doesn't look like much. There we go. Now we get some color in there. Okay, Sylvia.
Do we have a date yet? No, she doesn't have a date yet.
We'll have to talk about. No, that's what I need to nail down with the hotel. The date we're looking at. Oh, you know what? I need to look at the calendar before I nail that down with her, because I don't want it to. I'm thinking between Easter and Mother's Day, late April, early May. I don't want it to conflict with Mother's Day for anybody, and I don't want it to be over Easter for anybody that's ever, a lot of people family time. See, this is already almost.
I've had enough family time, okay?
Get me out. Yeah, get me out of family time. Some of these pages are almost dry.
I'm going
to see what they get on their own, and if they're super light when I pick them up, I might just spritz them with some of that stuff.
Do it again.
Yeah. So yeah, keep in mind. Probably in the next about 4 weeks, we'll do. Candy and I will do again coffee dyeing with color with your coffee with some very cool techniques that you probably haven't seen before.
I'm sure they have.
They probably. I don't know. I'm thinking if they had, somebody would have said something, and they didn't, and I had never seen it until. So I don't know.
Julie said immerse the paper and leave it in for. Yeah, I don't like leaving my paper in for a few hours.
And I didn't do that. But let's see. I'm looking at the calendar here. I wanted to go find. April, Easter. Oh, good. Easter's earlier this year. Next year. Easter is April 9th. And Mother's Day is the 14th of May. So 1, 2, 3. There are 4 full weeks between Easter and Mother's Day. Perfect. Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, then you'd be cooking for us, Sylvia.
Yeah, I would get food on that. Or we go out to Mexican restaurant to party. Yeah, so guys, if you're kind of trying to plan, the plan is
let the paper sit in there for 48 hours.
Is between in here.
No, she immerses it in tea dye and she lets it sit in there for 48 hours. That's a long time.
That is.
My paper falls apart when I try to pull it up. She must be using thicker paper.
Yeah. And that's
question, Christy. Did I miss
usually. Can you please? I'm sorry, Christy. Let me go back and find. I'm just now getting to chat because.
I'm watching chat. I didn't see her question.
Dawn, Doug, where are you? Dawn, keep this in mind too. Jackie might come up for retreat. She lives in Mesa, and I would suspect that she would maybe drive. The two of you could drive together.
The only question I saw is how many craft rooms do you have, Christy? We already answered that. She has 2.
Well,
is there a difference with coffees? Is using instant coffee better than using regular? No, it's whatever you got. Instant's cheaper.
Okay. Yeah. And Christy, I've only used instant because I don't drink coffee. So we never have leftover coffee. I just mix up some instant and I sprayed all this and it's kind of melting out, which I love because it was wet anyway. I didn't want it to stay in spurts.
Yeah, I don't use book paper a lot, Julie. I do that one at a time.
Yeah. But, the tea to me is often too light for me. I like it a little bit darker. And so when I tea dye, and maybe that's why she leaves it in for 48 hours, but then my paper just falls apart. Then my paper just falls apart because it's kind of long. But I'm using regular paper, regular music page, regular copy paper. I'm not using anything thick, which you could do. You can, coffee dye anything, but
I don't think it makes a difference, Christy. Instant to me is just easier because you can do up as much as you want.
Yeah, at the time.
It's easy to spoon it a little more if you need to and stir it up.
At the time.
And you can get it at the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. I want to flip this over. I did put some of these stencils down. These were Yupo, and I don't really want them to sit soaked. But I don't think there was a
no, she says she lets the tea sit for 48 hours.
Oh, before putting the paper in.
That makes more sense. I was like,
that makes a whole lot more sense. Yes. That makes a whole lot more sense.
That was a dumb moment, huh, ladies?
Yeah, really. Sorry, Candy. Sylvia, does that mean that you're planning on the spring retreat? And
she's gonna ship it to the hotel.
What, the food?
Everything. Sylvia says she'll ship everything to the hotel. They will hold it till I arrive.
Oh, all her stuff. Yeah,
Sylvia, I'll eat it.
Wait a minute. Are you talking food or are you talking your stuff, your luggage and stuff?
Her stuff.
Not even a bad idea for your stuff, honestly. Ask Sandy about that.
Yeah, her luggage didn't arrive.
Yeah, so if you can just ship it to the hotel.
I had enough for everybody, ladies.
Let them know it's coming.
Me and Marianne had enough for everybody.
Yeah, we did have quite a bit, and we'll find some things that you don't have to bring, so you don't have to travel with them. But those who are driving can always bring more. So that's why I'm thinking, Dawn, maybe you and Jackie could drive from Arizona. But those who are flying can't fly with certain. Love that. Check that out.
Oh, that came out pretty. I like that.
Yeah, it's not coffee, though. I just sprayed this with that Tattered Angel and then laid that on top of it. And
I wonder why she hasn't brought Charlie yet.
Underneath as well. Oh, she hasn't? That's kind of surprising.
No, I figured she'd be here early.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
What
that's
happened when he was really excited when I was talking to him on the phone, and then he started crying when we started to hang up.
oh. If I lay these out like this, they'll dry in minutes.
And mine's almost dry now. The only one that's hot is the book. It'll take a little bit longer, but
that's because the pages are closed.
Tomorrow.
But anything that's single pages.
Yeah. But that's why I did the book one half the other day, and this half the day.
I get coffee dye with sprays all the time. What I miss?
Sylvia says, as a military brat wife, she's learned how to pack. Good to go in 12 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
Paper puddles. Yeah, you're kind of late, Pay. We're way over. We should have been off.
Yeah, we're just finishing up.
Could you take that whole stack and flip it over so that the bottom will have some seepage? Yes, you can, Toby.
Yeah, you absolutely.
That's probably what I would do. I wouldn't leave mine in a tub because it dries better if it has all.
Yeah, I just pulled half of it out and flipped over half of it. That's what I did. But probably what I'm going to do here is just take out the paper and lay it out. And then I'm going to take out the lace and I'm going to just make a little pile of that. Maybe even right now. I don't have to let it sit. I'll take the lace in and hang it over my shower rod and let the paper just sit here. It'll dry very, very quickly. I'll put all the stencils in here where I can go. Dawn lives in Mesa. Jackie Corrine is in Mesa.
KK? She in Mesa? Is that why she asked who lives in Mesa?
No, unless there's a Mesa.
Casa Grande.
Casa Grande?
Oh, Grande.
Wait, who's in Casa Grande?
KK's mom.
Oh, seriously? Oh, yeah. That's awesome, KK. I did not know she was in Casa Grande. Yeah, that's like half an hour, 40 minutes at the most from Dawn and from Jackie.
Depending on beet juice too. I don't have any beets.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I do, but the drawer is closed and Rodney hasn't opened it yet. I don't eat them.
And it's not getting open until he does. And beets stain.
They do. I do, but I do like his mom. His mom makes some great pickled beets.
I don't like beets. I like fresh beets cooked, roasted,
no.
But not beets out of a can.
No, she did fresh pickle. They do fresh pickled beets.
No,
and they're just pretty good. I do like their stuff. Their juice that they make is really good.
Right. Now I like fresh beets roasted with goat cheese. It's yummy. Yummy.
It don't sound good. It might be good, but it don't sound good.
It does sound good. No. I never liked beets until I did that because all I grew up with was beets out of a can, and that's gross.
Oh yeah, I can't. No, my grandmother had garden beets too. I don't think she ever roasted them and put cheese on them though.
Oh, look at that.
That's pretty.
Yeah. It's got to dry. Now, these long ones are a little more awkward to deal with because they're legal size.
Fabric dye is good to use too, but it's too expensive.
I've got some that I got it.
I can do Kool-Aid and get pretty colors.
Yeah.
Or beet juice. Or instant coffee from the Dollar Tree.
Yep, that's where my coffee comes from.
Dawn said beets, goat cheese, and balsamic vinegar, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yum. Yeah. Fresh roasted in the oven beets. You know what? It's okay if it gets some on the bottom. Let's see what we got. That's really light. I can see the pattern there. It's just really light.
Dawn said she had it at the Cowboy Club in Sedona.
Oh.
Kool-Aid is for vodka. Yeah, no, it's not. It's paper because I don't like Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Kool-Aid.
It does pretty colors though on your paper.
Yes, and I could be a fan of it in that way. Okay, these are going to be just light coffee dyed, but not have pattern on them. These, I really would need to let these just sit with the stencil for a while.
Really, she can't get Kool-Aid there. Really?
Really? Well, I'm sure there's some other kind of juice that's similar.
Grape juice would work.
Grape juice works. These are going to look cool. These lace things.
Probably smell good too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I put some Ocean Rain in my coffee. Essential oil.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
put
have
some essential oil and
I like to smell them today.
the mixture of the essential oil fragrance mixed with whatever chemicals in the coffee, and it smelled awful.
It depends on what one you use, though. I think.
Well, yeah, it's a whole mixture for the holidays. It smells really yummy. It smells
Oh,
like
yuck!
And it was gross.
Yeah, no, I just used the ocean. It's called Ocean Rain.
Yeah,
and it's soft.
I just went and grabbed
It smells really good on paper. It smells really good on the paper.
Yeah. Oh,
did you smell your paper? Smell your paper.
I did not.
It smells different than it smells when it's in the.
Yeah. So I just went and grabbed the Purify and sprayed it with that because that absorbs odor.
Oh no!
So these need to sit longer.
Oh, mine smell pretty.
Yeah, these I'm trying to take these off to show you, but it's just too soon because they're still too wet. See.
Let me look at that photo again.
What?
We're gonna be showing it if it is.
Uh-oh. Do I need to be scared? What photo? Uh-oh. No.
That's Charlie.
Oh, cool.
I don't see it. Did I miss it?
Is it in admin?
She said her Kahlua is in the background. I don't see it. Oh no, I don't see it. I'm blind though.
Of whose?
Well, ladies, I gotta go. That'd be Charlie.
Lucy, it's okay.
So I love you, ladies. I'll see you later.
Thanks, Candy. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So let me get back here. Yeah, those need to dry before I separate them out. Yeah, I'm sure you have some other kind of juice that's kind of like Kool-Aid, just cheap powder mixture. Tang. Do you have Tang, Julie? Tang will work. Let's see, Sylvia. This is stencils on. And stencils on vellum, clear vellum. Toby, you can, except vellum isn't porous. And so it's not going to absorb the coffee like paper is and give you those. The way to get the stencil drawings on vellum is to put it down and then use your ink and your blending tool and go over the stencil that way. Because it's just not porous. And so if you spray stuff on it, it'll just sit there in little bubbles on top and wipe right off. If you do put it in water with the coffee dye, doesn't matter how long you sit there, it'll never absorb it. So it's kind of a waste of time. Let's see. Orange Tang. Yes, Julie, that will work. That will work like Kool-Aid would. God, for a minute, I couldn't think there. What happens with the sugar in it and attractive? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You should check at your store and see if they have any other kind of juice mixture where you have to add your own sugar, which is like the Kool-Aid, and that would work. Or forget the Kool-Aid and just use dye, food coloring dye. A couple of drops of food coloring dye and a cup of water. Chalk is fantastic for vellum. Yes. The second voice you hear, that was Candy. Carrie, that was Candy Boyer. And she is gone because her grandson just was dropped off. And we knew he was on his way. So she's gone now. And we're running a little over. But Margie said we could because she said Linda's sick today. So, and you can tell I'm avoiding doing all the things that I need to do. This has been a really difficult and stressful time. I'm not whining, but I will share with you, wearing all the hats of the web designer, the marketer, doing the sales, doing warehousing, doing packing and shipping. And, I've got about 8 hats right now of different employees that I'm wearing. And it's been a little difficult because there just isn't time. Usually all those parts and pieces are being handled by different people at the same time. And I just don't have the time to do everything that needs to be done. So I'm getting things, moving as fast as I can while trying to keep everything going at the same time. And because we were already in the middle of it when I started making all these changes and really wanting to amp this up for us a bit, that's why. It's not like starting from scratch, putting a plan in place first. The plan was there, but there wasn't time to put certain processes and systems and mostly find people to outsource certain things to, because there are things that I could outsource, to contract employees, but it's difficult. And then, I every one of you that I know fairly well, I know that there's things going on in your life. I know everybody has difficult things right now. It's just, and I do as well, things going on with my family and places where my time and concern and prayers are needed as well. And they're always with you guys, but don't feel like you're the only one and you're the only one going through difficulties right now, because there's a lot of it out there. But I was describing it to my sister the other day, and I said, it seems like we went through COVID and everybody thought COVID was this big, horrible time. Everybody was quarantined and, couldn't see anybody and all alone and all of that. And it seemed so difficult for so many people. I don't think that it was so difficult. And I don't think that it was necessarily the most difficult. What I'm seeing now is the aftermath. We get through where it's not the major pandemic and we can get out and we can do things and, whatever we want to do. And there just seems to be a lot of aftermath happening now with people. And a lot of you are getting that as well. And it's not even directly related to the pandemic. It's just that everything was kind of suspended in time, in limbo for a period of time. And then afterwards, it just seems to be a big crash with, everything happening. So just know that you are all in my prayers. Happy Paper people are always in my prayers. I know that there's a lot of things going on with you. I appreciate your prayers as well. Just trying to keep myself straight for Happy Paper people. You are a wonderful respite, a wonderful escape for me from some of the stress as well. And I hope that coming to these lives and stopping in the group and scrolling through people's posts and commenting on them and things like that, I hope that is for you as well. Also, a momentary escape from anything that might be troubling you. So that's what it's intended to be, and to make our lives a little bit better and wonderful friendships. I'm really looking forward to next week when everybody gets their Happy Paper box, doing a live laugh and craft with some of the things in the box. I'm excited about that. It was hard to give up Thursdays and not do our Thursday live, but I realized that I'm not really giving up any time with you because we're adding in other things, just different times. So I'm really looking forward to that monthly, that live laugh and craft after the Happy Paper boxes go out. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So those are going out shortly, and I'm already looking forward to December's. Not going to do holiday, like this is not a Christmas box, things like that. Like I told you, this is a paper crafting box. So my hope is to have a mixed media box down the road, because there are some super cool mixed media things that I'm finding with some of these new vendors that I didn't even know existed. But not everybody who likes to paper craft likes to mix media. So I do want to make them 2 separate boxes so that people can pick and choose and get what they want. I think that that's important. Sylvia, a fearless leader, independent female entrepreneur, no life, HP is your priority, and every child costs money and time. We try to lighten your load with laughter. Love you. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. I love you too. And the laughter does lighten my load. I need the laughter. I love the laughter. I look forward to that so much when I come here, is the laughter that I get with you guys. I think that might be why I feel guilty about Mom passing away. Not sure I understand that, Julie. Why? Why do you feel guilty? You feel guilty laughing and having a good time because she's not here to do that with you, and it feels selfish. What? Explain that a little bit. What you mean by that? But as far as, a lot of us lost people during COVID, and now, coming out of it, life is different, and life kind of quote goes back to normal. It'll never be back to the normal that we knew before. It is a new normal. A lot of things have changed, but without those family members there, like Julie, like your mom, if you allow yourself to feel guilty because you are laughing and having a good time, and she was a victim of COVID and didn't make it through, I understand that feeling. I really, really do. And there's a couple things I would say to think about. One is, if you could speak to your mom, or if she could speak to you, what do you think she would tell you? Do you think she would say, "It makes me so happy to see you laugh and relax and enjoy yourself and bring out your art and do the things that you love, because I love that art too, and it makes me very happy to see you do that"? Do you think she'd say that to you? Or do you think she would say, "How dare you laugh and enjoy your art and have fun with your friends when I'm not there anymore to do that"? Which do you think she would say? I know it seems extreme, but the truth is, when we mourn for those who have passed, we're not mourning for them. We're mourning for us. We mourn for us because we have lost them, because we are going to miss them, because we are hurting or sad without them. They are fine. They are watching over us. They are, it seems trite. I don't like to say they're in a better place. They are, but because it's said so often, they are no longer in pain, those who are suffering, whether physically or mentally or emotionally. But think about what your mom would want for you. And honestly, is it causing her a little bit of pain to see you feel guilty and be in pain, and she has no way to get you to understand that she doesn't want you to feel that way, that she wants you to be able to relax and enjoy and laugh and use your art and think about her, and maybe have a moment when you're not thinking about her, and then think about her again? If she could find a way to talk to you, it's my belief, it's my guess that that's what she would tell you that she wants, that she would want for you. Every parent wants their child to be happy. And having them hurt so much and feel guilty about their life because of me, the parent, does not make the parent feel good. It does not make the parent happy. I know that they want us to have good memories of them, good thoughts, and to think about them and remember them, but also to laugh and enjoy life and think about them when we laugh and enjoy life. Even saying, "Mom would have loved this. I'm sure she's loving it now." My area was in lockdown all the way through dead in hospital and badly missing. Yep. It took many times my cousin telling me that she wants to live life to the fullest. Yes, Dawn. I had to pass out of my area at work, and they stipulated not stopping anywhere. We honor our parents by living our best life with the core values that they instilled in it. Absolutely. Sylvia hit it on the head. She had cancer. We didn't know till the day before she died. Yep. If I was able to visit her, I would have noticed something was up and made her go get checked out. I was grateful that I had happy, romantic, creative parents that poured into me. I tried to do that for my kids and my grandkids. That's awesome. So, Julie, her cancer may not have shown up. I have known people that had cancer and didn't know until they suddenly had this pain and they were dead 2 days later. And it's kind of unbelievable to me. But it doesn't always. I mean, everything works out exactly as it should. It doesn't always work out how I think it should or as I would want it. But I know that it works out as it should. And her not being sick for a long time with cancer before passing means that she wasn't in pain for a long time before passing. And that would have been so much worse if she was in a great deal of pain and you knew she had cancer and you couldn't get to her because of the pandemic. That would have been way worse. It didn't all come to a head until nearing the end, and she was hospitalized and all of that. But we tend to, because we're fixers, we tend to think, well, if I had seen something and I had known something was up, or we went and got her checked out, or if we found the cancer, then we could have done something about that and she would be fine. But she may not be. We may have seen it. We may have found out about it. We may have had it treated, and she still might have passed because it was her time and everything happens as it should. And so you can't beat yourself up about that. You just can't, because the truth is there's nothing that you could have done to change it. There is absolutely nothing you could have done to change it. What you did was be the best loving daughter that you could be, whether over the phone or in person. And she absolutely understood when you couldn't be there, why you couldn't be there, not because you wouldn't or didn't want to. You were a loving daughter right up to the end. Nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to feel guilty about, nothing to feel bad about in any way. Should have fear about cancer is probably, see, that's okay. So to me, Julie, then that is God watching over her, in that if she was going to die of cancer and she had a fear of cancer, he didn't let it really be known until the day before she passed. So she didn't have to live with that fear for so long. So you are absolutely right. And I think you know it. I think it's just hard to get out of our human side that says, I feel kind of guilty about this. But I think when you think it through like that, you know that it was a blessing that she didn't know about it until the very end. Because think of the emotional stress on her. If that was her big fear and she had to live with that even for a few months, that would have been very stressful. And you would have felt horrible because there's nothing you could do about it, nothing you could do to change it or take it away. And she had to live with it. And you were always a good daughter. She knows exactly how much you loved her and still love her. She knows how much you cared for her and still care for her. And I believe she's an angel watching over you, and that she knows how you love and care for her. I think it probably hurts her just a teeny tiny bit when you are in a place where you can't enjoy life, or you feel guilty or feel bad about what you didn't do or couldn't do. I honestly don't think your mom would want you to feel that way at all. I don't think she would. I think if she could talk to you, she would tell you, it's okay. It's okay, Julie. It happened exactly as it should. And I didn't have to think about or worry about cancer for a long time. before passing, it's absolutely okay. And I'm happy now, and I'm okay now, and I'm not in pain now, and I don't want to see you in pain now, my dear daughter. I think that's what she would tell you. And I know she was creative. And I think that when you are creative and when you enjoy life and live life and love life and laugh, I think that makes her happy. And so if in honoring your mom, you could honor your mom by living that life that she would want to see you live, because that will bring her happiness and peace, knowing that you're happy. Because if you're not happy and you feel guilty and bad and all those things, she can't do anything about it. And that's a horrible place for a parent to be too. If she's watching over you as an angel and she can't do anything about it because she can't come physically back to earth, unless you're Jimmy Stewart and It's a Wonderful Life. She can't change that. And that probably would really wear on her and be a source of emotional pain, to know that she couldn't help you and she can't find a way to let you know that it's okay. So just my 2 thoughts for today. Let me catch up here. Yes, Julie, she knows how much you loved her. Thank you, Dawn. Totally agree. She always said she didn't know what she would do without me. And you know what? She didn't have to live without you. Julie, my mom died 43 years ago with cancer. Can you imagine if she was alive today and fighting it? She probably would have made it, but I miss her as if it was yesterday. Wow. 43 years is a long time. And yes, the strides made in cancer every single year are amazing. Know that she wants you to live your life. John and you have special times like you just had. She had her life, and now you must continue on and be happy. Yes. Totally agree with that, Dawn. I think if you want to honor your mom and you want to make your mom happy, I believe that you believe that she is in the next life with Christ. And I believe that if you want to make her happy and proud of you, that she would want you to continue living your life, have a good life with John, have a good life developing your own personal interests and your artistic things, and to laugh and enjoy people. I think that'd make your mom happy. I really do think that would make your mom happy. Holidays are always the worst when those feelings come out. Yeah, if it is so tough, it really is tough, Toby. If we can find a way when those feelings come out, don't try to stuff them down. Don't try to stuff them down and forget them and ignore them, because they're still there. And then all you're doing is covering them up, and they keep trying to get out even more. But acknowledge them. When those feelings come up, stop for a minute, be by yourself and just stop for a minute and say, what am I feeling? And put actual words to it. I am feeling lonely because my mom is not here. I am feeling sad because I miss my mom. I'm feeling whatever it is, put actual words to what it is you're feeling. And then allow yourself to feel it and say, it's okay because she's not here. It's natural that I would feel sad because she's not here. It's natural that I would feel lonely and sad that I don't get to spend this holiday with her. That is normal and natural, and it's okay for me to feel that way. Give yourself permission. Now, I'm a believer of don't give yourself permission to take that and go down to the depths of the well and wallow in it forever. I don't think that that's healthy. I don't think that it helps you. I don't think that it serves you or serves your loved one. And I don't think it's going to make your loved one happy, if that's your concern. So after you acknowledge it and recognize it and allow yourself to feel it and say, that's quite a normal feeling, especially at this time of year, then say, now, what other feelings could I choose to have? What other feelings might I choose to have? Well, I might choose to be happy because I can think of my mom every step of the way through this holiday. When I'm cooking, I can think about the times that I cooked with her or the times she cooked for me. When I'm cleaning, I can think about how she cleaned the house or didn't clean the house and laugh about, whatever that is. When I'm decorating, I can think about things we decorated together or made together, or how she used to decorate the house and I didn't have to. Whatever those things are. But what you're choosing to do is bring in some memories and add some different thought patterns. Because our brains, when we think, here we go into psychology. When we think, there are actual grooves that are dug into our brains, neurological pathways. And when we think repeated thoughts over and over and over, those actual grooves just become ingrained. And then they're triggered that if this, then that. Every time this happens, this is what we think, this is what we feel, this is where we go into depression, and the whole cycle happens. And so if you say, this is what happens to me, every time we come to the holidays, I start feeling this, and then I feel that, and then I do this, and then I get depressed, and then it takes me till the middle of January to pull out of it. Okay. If you know that that's a pattern, then you need to know that there are actual neurological grooves in your brain, neurological pathways that have been dug in there because this has been a repeated pattern. But you also need to know that you have absolute power to change that. You absolutely do. It has to be a conscious and conscientious thing that you do, but you do have the ability to change that. So even just doing as slight a thing as what I just said with how you're feeling, allow yourself to feel how you're feeling and talk to yourself. Find a quiet place for a few minutes. Talk to yourself and say, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? You're not feeling good. What am I feeling? Well, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling alone, whatever it is. And then ask yourself, why am I feeling that? And then follow up that. And it helps. It sounds funny, but it really helps if you speak out loud to yourself. Have a conversation with yourself. Well, darn it, I'm feeling alone right now because I'm here alone. I used to do this with my mom. We used to make cookies, or we used to go do our shopping, or we used to go caroling, or all these things that I miss, or that I never got to do with her that I would love to do with her. Whatever it is, acknowledge to yourself, say it out loud. This is what I'm feeling. And this is a circumstance. This is why, what is triggering, making me feel that. And then tell yourself, it's okay. That's natural to feel that. It is totally okay to feel that. And you'll find yourself sighing a little relief, because what happens when you feel those things is you feel guilty then for feeling those things. I'm a little angry. I'm a little hurt. I'm a little depressed. I'm a little down. I'm a little frustrated, whatever it is. And now I feel guilty for feeling hurt. I feel guilty for feeling angry. I feel guilty for feeling alone and lonely. Okay. And now you're compounding all of the negative things. So when you acknowledge to yourself what it is you're feeling, and then you say, it's okay. It's okay, Toby. It's okay, Marianne. It's okay, Julie. Say to yourself, it's okay, Julie, to feel that way, because that's normal. Your mom died last year. It's okay. You're like Julie talking to Julie, like yourself standing outside yourself, talking to yourself, saying it is quite okay for you to feel that way because of what you've been through this past year. That is quite normal, and it is okay for you to feel that way. And then you go, okay, and just sit with it for a minute and allow yourself to feel it. And then you can say, okay, I feel this way, and I acknowledge I feel this way. Do I want to continue feeling this way? And sometimes we continue feeling that way because we're being the martyr. If I continue feeling this way, then I don't have to feel guilty because I'm having a good time and my mom isn't, or, whatever it is. But sometimes we do that on purpose. We keep ourselves in that depression or in that discouragement or in that negative emotion purposefully. Yes, we do as people. So you have to ask yourself and be absolutely honest with yourself. Do I want to continue feeling this way? And if you find yourself going, yes, I just want to lay in this or wallow in this for a while, then you say, okay. Then you allow yourself to wallow in that for the rest of the day. You get all day long to feel that way, and all night if you want it. And then we're going to choose that tomorrow when we get up, we're going to look at it differently. We're not going to look at mom any differently. We still love her exactly the same. Haven't lost any feelings for her at all. But I'm going to look at the situation and how I'm going to handle it differently. So I'm going to allow myself to be depressed and discouraged and lonely and wallow in whatever I want to wallow in. Feel sorry for myself. That's why we sometimes stay there and why we sometimes want to do that. So we can feel sorry for ourselves. And then maybe somebody else will come rescue us. Well, let me tell you, other people don't rescue us. They never do. They never will. It's not their responsibility, and they can't. They can't rescue us out of discouragement and depression and anger and frustration and loneliness and all of those things. They can present ideas, which is what I'm doing now. They can come in and offer friendship. They can come into our life. But if we are choosing to stay in that negative emotion state, they're probably not going to stay there for very long because that doesn't feel very good to them either. They can't make us or pull us out of or force us out of or push us into. They can't. No one else can. Only we can. And it has to be an actual purposeful choice and decision to do that. So you give yourself the day and the night if you feel like you want to wallow for a while and feel sorry for yourself. We all do now and then, and that's okay. And then say, all right, that's fine. Then when I go to bed, when I wake up tomorrow, I'm going to have a different perspective on this. And you can even think about what perspective am I going to have? What perspective am I going to have? Because if you don't know what perspective you're going to have, you're not going to wake up with a different perspective tomorrow. You really aren't, because you don't know what it's supposed to be. So then you could say, well, what's my perspective going to be? Well, when I'm feeling lonely, I could think about, why am I feeling lonely? Well, because my mom isn't here for us to make cookies together for Christmas. Because my mom's not here, that we can go do our shopping together or to do our Christmas decorating or wrap presents or whatever it might be. Then you can say, all right, so how am I going to handle that? So when I do that thing and that emotion wants to come up, that I can control where my brain goes and I can create new pathways to think differently and feel differently and handle it differently. Because you know what? Here I am being depressed and discouraged and going through the whole holiday season, just being miserable. And does anybody care? Well, yes, there are those of us who care. But can anybody do anything about it? No. Are you going to ruin someone else's time? Probably not. Because if they don't want their time to be ruined, they just won't hang out with you or spend much time talking to you. And that's understandable, because maybe they're fighting some of their own things and they don't need something else to drag them down. So if we all take on a good perspective, then we help build each other up, lift each other up. We help carry through and over those and create bridges over those moments or those hours or even those days where it's the most difficult. So you could say, my mom and I always made Christmas cookies together. That was our thing. And I just totally miss that. So first of all, I'm going to plan when I'm going to make Christmas cookies. And I'm going to invite somebody else to come make Christmas cookies with me. Because if I have a friend there, I'm more likely to be having fun and having conversation and laughing. We can put on Christmas music and I can think about mom. I can even tell my friend some of the things I remember about when Mom and I used to do this together. And I can create a new environment, and I'm bringing Mom into it too. Now, the whole thing doesn't want to be centered on her because your friend is there for your, for your friendship and to spend time with you. But then you can make making Christmas cookies a completely different experience. And then when you're making them, you can think about, I sure loved those times when Mom and I made Christmas cookies together. And I'm loving them now, making them with my friend Susie. And you know what? If Mom was here, she would love Susie. And we could all three make them together. You know what? Mom's in my heart, so she just as well be here. The three of us are making cookies together. Right? Now, if you don't find somebody to make Christmas cookies with, you can do it on your own. You might find it a little more difficult to have that different attitude. You might find it just a little more difficult because you get lost in your own thoughts. You're not speaking out loud, and we allow ourselves to be pulled down into that depression and those negative thoughts and negative feelings, and we get spinning around in the memories, and then we suddenly feel bad for ourselves about what we don't have now, what we're missing now, right? Which is the relationship, or the actual physical relationship here with Mom. And a lot of it is it just coming out verbally, actually speaking it. And we don't tend to speak aloud when we're just by ourselves. So that all happens in your mind, and it's just easy to spiral down. So if you find somebody that you can make Christmas cookies with, like the situation I just described, then you're actually speaking out loud. You're creating a new environment. You are bringing Mom up, but in your heart and in your mind, you're keeping Mom there with you. She is making cookies, and you're creating a new experience, a new way for you to look at, a positive, happy way to look at making cookies. And Mom is even a part of it. So we can choose to do that. I'm not saying it's easy, but I am saying that we have the ability to do that. I'm going to go back here and see what we've got in comments, try to catch up. Oh, that's awesome. Dawn, yeah, do special things to remember her. Yes, favorite food, favorite activities. Yes, like if you used to make cookies together, if you used to go shopping together, if you used to decorate together, or if she liked to embroider, or if she liked to crochet. Maybe it's not something you did together, but maybe you say, this holiday season, I'm going to sit down and crochet something in her memory because that's something she did and I don't do it so well, or maybe I need to learn how, or, whatever it is. And then when you mess it up totally, like I would, because it's not something that I did all the time, then I can laugh about it and I can say, oh, Mom, if you were here, you would make this perfect. And she, can be in your heart while you're doing that. And you're creating new memories, positive memories around the exact same things. Do special things to remember her. Birthdays are just not going to be the same. No, Julie, they're not going to be the same. But you know what? Birthdays are not the same every year anyway. Nothing is the same. Here's the thing. And maybe it sounds harsh, but you have to remember, when you're green, you're growing. When you're ripe, you're rotten. Another way of saying that is everything, absolutely everything in this world is in a constant state of change. It is in a constant state of change. That means your brain, your body, your thoughts, your mind, the world around you, your spouse, everything is in a constant state of change. If I am not moving forward, I am by default moving backward because everything is in a constant state of change. So it is up to me to decide how and what means and identifies me moving forward. And if I'm not moving forward, then I'm moving backward. So I don't want my birthdays to be the same every single year. I want them to get better and better and better every year. The same people may not be in my life every year for the birthdays. Parents won't be here. Siblings may not be here. Friends will pass. The older we get, the more we find people in our life passing. And it can be difficult. But I also know that I don't want to live a life of going from one passing to the next, just being depressed and discouraged, because that's what happens. Because that is a part of life, and that is part of the constant change. And I know what your religious beliefs are, Julie. And so as those people move on to that next phase of life, they are changing, they are growing, and they are moving on to the next phase of life. They're not sad, and they're not mourning the loss of this world, because they're moving on. They're moving forward. We're mourning. And as I said, we're mourning not for them. We're mourning for us. We're mourning for our loss, for our pain that we feel without them. So you can choose, and this would be a good time to do it because it's the first year after your mom has passed. You can choose how you want your birthdays to be. Maybe you decide that every year on your birthday, you are going to schedule 30 minutes by yourself for you just to meditate and think about your mom and close your eyes and go into meditation and feel close to her. And if you do it at the start of your day, know that she's with you your whole day. And maybe it'll be the best part of your day. Then maybe that's not your thing. But you can choose whatever it is. Maybe on your birthday, you go visit someplace with beautiful flowers because mom loved that. And when you do that, you feel close to her. And it's your way of celebrating your birthday with her. Believe me, she's celebrating it with you. And it hurts her. It pains her to see you sad. If she's thinking, yay, my baby girl is another year older, and look at this wonderful life she's living, and look at all these things she's experiencing, and look how happy she is. It makes me so happy to see how happy she is. And I love it when she laughs. I just love her laugh. And that just makes me so happy. Or does she look down on you and say, oh, my baby girl's another year older, and she's just depressed and discouraged. And if I could only find a way to let her know that it's okay and that I don't want her to hurt. I don't want her to be in pain. We'll be together soon. We will be together soon. But I want her to live life and enjoy and know that I'm there with her. Maybe she's so wrapped up in those emotions that she can't even tell that I'm there with her. Time to yourself, time with your friends online, in person, time with your spouse. Last night for dinner, I made one of mom's favorite dishes and took to my family. That's amazing, Dawn. That's fantastic. You're honoring her by making one of her dishes, which is saying how special she was to you, and you're passing it on to your family as well, which is telling them how special they are to you. That's awesome. That is perfect. And I believe that your mom loved that, loved seeing that happen. Mom was such a selfless, caring person. And so, Julie, then I know for sure that she would not be happy if she feels that you're depressed and down and unhappy about her not being there. It would make her unhappy because she couldn't do anything about it, because her whole world was selfless and to make you happy, and she wants nothing but to see you happy. And yes, new memories can be made with your sweetheart. The other thing is, do something differently than you did before. Sometimes people feel like, if I don't do the same things that we always did before when mom was here and we celebrated birthdays, then I'm forgetting her. It looks like I'm forgetting her and ignoring her and, just pushing her out. That is not true at all. That is not true at all. But it is okay to start some new traditions, to do some different things, and to have mom in your heart and in your mind, and even talk to her in your mind and say, hey, we're going to try this, and you're going to come along with me in my heart because I know that you would like this too. But what you're doing is finding new ways to put new grooves in your brain so your brain doesn't go back to the same pathways and get depressed and discouraged and lonesome and, all the things that make life unhappy. It's no fun to go through life unhappy, even through seasons. It's just not fun, even through seasons. Grief comes in many ways, yes, that come and go. You have to actively work at it hour by hour, literally. Yes, that is absolutely true, Dawn. And when you're feeling that, please do find someplace quiet, sit by yourself and talk to yourself. Speak out loud and just ask yourself, what am I feeling? Just a simple question, what am I feeling? Because you can't do anything about it if you can't identify what you're feeling. You need to know, am I feeling abandonment? Am I feeling sadness, loneliness, anger, depression, discouragement, whatever it is? And you kind of handle all of them a little bit differently. So you don't really know how to handle it until you know what it is. So ask yourself the question, identify it. I have many touchstones of my mother throughout my house. She is in my heart and visually in my home. That's awesome. That is very awesome. Yes. And yeah, don't hesitate to put things around your home that remind you of her. And don't think, well, every time I see him, I'm going to burst into tears. Tell yourself, I'm putting this here so that every time I see it, I can burst into laughter because I remember what, where it came from or what we did or whatever. Or I'm putting this here so every time I see it, I can get a great big smile. And no matter what's happening in my day's going to be better because I saw this and it reminded me of mom. Moms are always our best cheerleaders. Absolutely. Gigi, don't let yourself get all worried about it until you know exactly what it is. Nodules can be just benign growths that need to be removed. And I'm not trying to downplay it in any way. I'm just saying that I know we can literally make ourselves sick with worry, waiting to get the biopsies done. And please don't do that because you will be so miserable. Work has been a good distraction, but exhausting. Yet. Next time, get the reading, we can develop a plan. We are walking with you. Yep. Wait to get the biopsy, get the reading, figure out where to go from here. Julie, allow yourself to feel that your mom is there with you. Allow yourself to say, I know she would want to be with me. I'm carrying her in my heart. Like Sylvia said, put some things around your house that remind you of her for the purpose of every time you see them, you feel closer to her. Every time you see them, you remember her and remember memories of things that you did or where it came from. Tell yourself that that's what this is for. This is not reminding me of her and so I can, be all sad because she's not here. I'm putting these things out so that I can be reminded of her and reminded of all the happy times and the good times and what a loving person she was. And I'm going to try to be like her and how selfless she was and just what a big cheerleader she was of yours. And she still is. Absolutely still is. Yes. Okay. That's a good point, Julie. Do you think this is why I've been so tired this year? Absolutely. Without a doubt, it has been proven that when our minds dwell in a state of negativity being everything from loneliness to anger to depression, all of those things, all those emotions that don't make us happy, that don't make us want to go make something or do something or, anything. When we live in a state of those emotions, it is physically draining. I mean, that is absolutely proven. So yes, I would say this year that your physical drain is directly related to your emotional place. And it's okay to grieve. I would never tell somebody not to grieve. Grieving is absolutely okay and necessary and a process. However, we can choose to move ourselves through grief or to be aware of it, not just be drifting down this river, thrown wherever the rapids take us, but to purposefully move through grief as it's comfortable. And once we get through that grief, know that there's triggers. Dawn's experienced a lot of those this year. There are triggers that will come up. And when the trigger happens, your brain, those neurological pathways that are grooves in your brain goes straight to point A when this trigger comes up. And it takes you right back into certain stage of grief. And all these things are back again. And you can have to work through that all over again. You can not have to work through that all over again. But those things happening, those triggers will bring that up. And if you're aware of that, and you can say, okay, I know this is going to happen. And when this is going to happen, when this happens, what am I going to do? I'm going to go spend some time alone. I don't mean days. I mean 30 minutes alone, 15 minutes alone, and talk to myself and say, what am I feeling? And why am I feeling it? And is this how I want to feel? How do I want to feel instead? What can I let this trigger mean to me? What's a different way to look at it than what my brain is grooved to look at, or the way my brain is grooved to look at it? Just everybody said, yep, Sylvia's right on. Yep. Do your mom proud. Show the best of her through you. Yep. Yep. How do you spell time? Love. Yep. Gotta go, my sisters. Dawn rocks. See you on Facebook. Yes. Trying to be there for dad. Yep. Julie, you first need to be there for yourself. Again, what I would ask you, Julie, and you don't have to tell anybody else, I would ask you to go spend a little time by yourself and ask yourself, take your journal or even a piece of paper that you want to tear up later. I would say a journal, even just a notepad, write these things down, because when you look back at them later, it'll be very insightful to you. And then if you want to destroy them, that's up to you. But I would ask yourself, what are you feeling? Because I think there's multiple things that you're feeling. And I would be very, very honest with yourself, knowing that nobody else is ever going to see this. What are you feeling? And when you say, I have to be there for my dad, what does that mean? And are you playing any martyrdom in order to be there and be strong for your dad? And do you think your dad doesn't think that you miss your mom at all? So are you never wanting to let him see you be sad or shed a tear? I'm sure he does, maybe behind closed doors, because maybe you don't, and he doesn't want to, bring that out. Maybe a shared tear is okay. But analyzing your feelings and why am I feeling that way? And what is it that I feel I have to be for my dad? What is it I feel I have to do for my dad? And why? Okay, ask yourself those things. And is it possible for you to be strong for your dad, to be there for your dad, to be support for your dad, and not be down and depressed and discouraged and lethargic and have no physical energy, and maybe enjoy life and have some fun and laugh and not feel guilty? Do you think that by not doing these things or by doing these things, that is showing less support for your dad? That's good, Dawn. That's exactly. I know without a doubt she wanted me to live life and enjoy my family. That's awesome. First, I went to my favorite restaurants without her. Hard, but so cathartic. Yeah. And you go to those restaurants and you remember how, I can totally see us doing that and see, remember how she used to sit here and she'd say this about whatever at this restaurant every single time, and laugh, all those kinds of things. Yeah, don't hide it from him, but don't dwell on it, and don't become a drain and looking, poor me, I'm hurting so bad. Everybody is hurting in that situation for the loved one that you all lost. But you know where she is. You have a belief system. And what I really want you to focus on is how she would want you to feel right now with her gone, and how she would want you to live. And choose to honor her and even make her happy by deciding to live that way, by deciding to be happy, filling your mind and your heart and your body with energy, instead of feeling like I can't be happy because that would look like I don't care. Is that it, Julie? If I'm happy, if I laugh, it'll look like I'm not thinking about mom and that I don't care, that I've forgotten about her. I can't do that because I haven't forgotten about her. I think the more you do that, and the more if you're laughing and having a good time and you say, oh, it reminds me when mom used to love this, that was awesome, and then go right on, that you are honoring her. You haven't forgotten her. You're remembering her and her time, your time with her. But as everybody has said already, just the honoring her and living a happy life and being the best you that you can be. That's what she wants. She wants you to be the best you, and that means being happy. I don't want you guys to go through this holiday season feeling negative and down, and there's a lot going on there. Gigi just said she's got to have a biopsy, and Cindy's got to have one, and there are others who have not said anything in this group that are in the middle of that, either having biopsies or having just gotten diagnosis, that they have not said anything publicly yet. There is a lot. Everybody is dealing with a lot. Every single one of you, I can think through admin, and every single person is dealing with something. And some are more visible than others. Some are not visible, and some people never say them out loud. That doesn't mean they're not dealing with stuff. We all need prayers. Everybody needs the friendships. Everybody needs the laughter. The laughter relieves the stress. So let's see. Pray we've helped you. So yes, trying very hard not to worry. Yes. Going to call my mom. Good, Gigi. Okay. Trying not to hide a good point. Okay. No, not really. Okay. We have talked about, I could talk about this stuff all day long because I love understanding the psychology of why we as people think the way we do. I just get down to me. I love understanding the psychology of why I think the way I do, where it comes from, and how much control do I have over it. And psychology is so fascinating. And we have so much more control over ourselves and our minds and all of that than we even acknowledge or recognize that we do. And yeah, I've always enjoyed psychology, the time that I did spend studying it. In fact, that just reminded me, I've already registered, but it doesn't start until January. So kind of put it out of my mind because there's so many things to do between now and then. But I'm going to take a course next year, and might take me 2 years. I don't know for sure. We'll see, to get a certificate in psychology. So not a full-on degree. I don't have that kind of time, but but I do want to study a little bit more, and I'm going to get a certificate next year. So I'm pretty excited about that. That is something that I'm going to do for myself because that's something that I enjoy and I love learning. If I'm not learning, if I'm not growing, if I'm not moving forward, then I am by default moving backward. And I always remember that. And that's why I love making mistakes, trying new things and making mistakes, because it means I've learned something. And whether it's what not to do or what works or what didn't work or partly worked or whatever it is. But love trying and learning, and never think of it as failures, but just great opportunities to try something out, see what it does, and learn from it there. So Julie, I hope it has helped somewhat. I hope it's just giving you a little bit of food for thought to think about what control that you do have and how you can direct your mind, and how it's okay to feel however you feel. It's okay. That's why I want you to spend some time with yourself and say, how do I feel? What am I feeling? What specific emotion or emotions am I feeling? And then give yourself permission to feel it. And don't feel guilty about feeling that. It's okay. Then you can decide, do I want to feel differently? And if I do, how do I want to feel? How differently do I want to feel? And then you figure out how to create that feeling. So yes, gotta run. We do care. We do care, Julie. Everybody cares in the group. This is just the most amazing group ever. I know everybody cares about everybody, and blessings to all. Very well said. So especially coming into this Thanksgiving season. So love you guys. It is Monday. We do not have Thursday Jumpstart, but watch the group. We'll be posting a schedule for Black Friday, the weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. We might do something Thanksgiving Eve or Thanksgiving afternoon. We've done that in the past. The weekend, Cyber Week, other stuff coming up. The box is going out. So probably next week, we'll have our live Laugh and Craft using things from the Happy Paper Box. So yeah, watch the group, and we'll see you again back here real soon. I love you all.